Make sure we got it going. What's up, people? How you guys doing? It has been a minute. Hope you guys are well. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. This RGT episode 183. Let me tell you, man. You might say this is a new beginning for a lot of things, man. What a week! What a year so far. So, everybody else will be joining us momentarily. They're on their way here. So, for those you wondering where everybody else is at, they're on their way, and we'll definitely get them in here when we get them in here. Let me adjust my lighting so you guys can see more. There we go. Anyway, for those of you that don't follow me on Twitter, I made a big announcement. I did the official reveal. I know you guys have been asking, what is Big Cloud working with IGN? And I officially showed that off on Twitter. The article, everything is up that I worked on. If you guys will want it, I can put it in the chat for you. But yeah, it was awesome. It was an awesome experience to do. And I'm happy to be back to doing what I absolutely love. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Of course, we got Red Hood 420 here to start the show off. And since we're waiting for everybody else, we're going to get into something that we did not get a chance to talk about because we missed last week's show. We had to skip. I'm going to talk about him and his capping for a certain superhero movie. And
oh my gosh, here we fucking go.
We'll get into
dude,
Anyway. I just started
this
waking
guy.
this dumbass up. Anyway, the Batman. I saw the Batman. I just want to slap Red Hood because Red Hood said that Robert Pattinson's like the best thing that's ever happened type of thing. I just want to slap you dead across your face.
Did I say that correctly?
You did. You say he's the best.
Or did you misquote like always?
No, I don't misquote.
You 100% misquote. What are you talking about?
No, we're talking. Jokes aside. The Batman, we saw it. Finally saw it and watched it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It was actually not half bad. I got like a mixture of I don't know if you guys saw that movie 7 with Brad Pitt.
Yep.
I got like that vibe from the movie mixed with like a little bit more of a kind of like small set pieces from the Christopher Nolan universe. Got like that going on. I will say that Gotham by itself felt like its own standout character in
Yeah, it
this
didn't
movie.
look like Chicago.
It was like legit. It was Gotham was the way they portrayed it was a shitty place to live. It was pretty dark and brutal. So they actually did a good job of really capturing that for the movie. And I thought everybody was well cast. Everybody brought their A game, and it was pretty good. I will say too, Nirvana, when that song played, I got
I
chills.
played twice. I think
plays twice at the end.
Yeah,
I got chills, man. I was like, damn, you know what? It really does fit this. I kind of hope that that's the theme song official for whatever they do with this particular approach down the road. The bat suit in general, a lot of people are kind of iffy on it. I thought it was all right. It was kind of like a tactical bulletproof suit, I'm guessing. You know, he wasn't really a ninja. It felt like it seems in this. He just kind of like
he was. It seemed like he was trained by Alfred.
Right. He just came in taking bullets. He didn't really go into like no crazy stealth type of action. He did have like one or two scenes where he like disappeared, and that was about it.
Very Batman-esque. Like,
yeah,
I think it was like one, like in the middle of the film, and I think one at the end of the film that felt like it. Like, I'll say this, and a lot of people want to compare movies and stuff like that or different iterations of Batman, and it's like for me, what I like about this is he's inexperienced, as well as he makes the gear himself. So we don't have Lucius Fox yet. So
yeah, he's also conflicted in a sense.
And he's like a nocturnal animal. Like literally, he's like saying like, I'm always awake at night, et cetera, et cetera. And then you see him in Wayne Manor wearing like legit like sunglasses because it's freaking morning and stuff.
Yeah.
And he doesn't give a shit about Bruce Wayne. He hates. He doesn't care. And what I like about that is like, and he says, "Oh, I'm going to use Bruce Wayne as a cover to learn more." And how he gets into the funeral. Yeah. And what I like in certain instances is there's a particular moment in the film that he feels like a kid again. Like in a certain instance, he's like a puppy dog wanting answers and stuff after a certain incident, which he even says in the film, never felt, fear like that, until that incident of his parents dying. And I was like, that's crazy. And the cinematography,
this is like
same person.
Best. Yeah, some of the best.
He's the same cinematographer for Rogue One and Dune.
Yeah. And
those films have great cinematography. And what else can I say? Like, it was a great detective noir film. You can understand.
Can we talk about the star of the show? I guess we can say
Paul Dano.
Yeah, he is the star of the show. He killed it in all the Riddler.
He's amazing.
Yeah, you would think Riddler would be all in this. He is, but he's not. You know what I mean? Like it's like bits. He like shows up at the right time because they do a good job of like they show him off, and then they like they flip it to something else, and then it gets more into the detective type of noir style, and then it gets into this more darker kind of like conspiracy type of thing they go on. It has elements of the Telltale series in this too, like the Telltale Batman series approach.
I can agree with that.
And just with the certain origin they went with it too, and it actually works. I'm surprised at how well it worked. I love the riddles. Let's get that out the way too. The riddles were great. This was like kind of like Saw, like Jigsaw-esque with these riddles, and the way they were set up with the message for the Batman. It was like, you know what? I like that. And there were certain scenes in here. Again, I remember I said this to you off air before when I was like, there's a certain scene here where it's like, Robert Pattinson doesn't really show any fear, and it kind of makes it easy to tell that which one of these guys is the Batman in here. And it's like, okay. Then you find out, there's more context to that, and Paul Dano really just like elevated it. So it was some pretty damn good scenes in this movie. I ain't gonna lie, pretty damn good scenes.
And the acting for Robert Pattinson, not just the voice and everything, his eye work and stuff like that, especially with Riddler's interrogation scene, and like you're seeing the fear of it in his eyes a bit. And he's not trying to show it. and
Yeah,
stuff
he's like
because he's
break,
thinking.
but he just goes. He starts punching the screen. Yeah.
And another thing is, like I said, because of the whole Bruce Wayne, like even Matt Reeves talked about this, like he's not Bruce Wayne yet, and in this like message of the film that he needs to be something more, something hopeful, which I believe he'll develop that Bruce Wayne persona, Playboy figure, in the second film.
Yeah.
And all these like characters are proto versions. They're not like like even the inmate though, because don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
That's a proto version, and they released a deleted scene with him in it, and I can understand why they took it out because it kind of gives away.
It gives away the surprise
Riddler
a little too easy. Yeah.
But that interaction is so fucking good between the two. And I was just like, I think that dude, I forgot his name. He's in the Eternals and stuff like that. I think he's gonna make a good Joker. Oh shit, Arkham inmate. Sorry, Arkham inmate.
He'll do a John Doe. Let's just say that John.
There
Doe.
you go. Yeah,
John Doe.
But it's very grotesque. I'll say that. Very grotesque. His character looking.
Yeah, it'll be good. You know what I also love too, as well, about it too. I love the dialogue at the beginning where he says, "It's not a what do you say? It's not a symbol, right?" He said it's a warning. With
the sign.
Sign. I like how they did that with the. You know what I also like. I also like the bat symbol. The bat symbol looks cool.
And then he uses it.
Yeah, I like that. That was cool. That was a nice little spin. He takes it off. He throws it. He can like cut stuff with it and put it back on, and it's bulletproof. That was a nice spin on the whole thing, and because he doesn't really throw battle rings, and he just beats people's ass. Like that whole
he only has the back claw that comes out.
And he just beats people's asses, like the damn club scene. The club scene was awesome. He just whooped dude's ass. Like, dude, I want to see Falcone. I'm like, okay, we're doing this now. Okay, this is badass.
And it's definitely heavily inspired by Long Halloween. Even like Catwoman's origin and stuff like that. Very much inspired by Long Halloween, Batman Ego, Batman Year One, and they have a lot of potential in these spin-off shows like Penguin. I definitely want to see. I think the rumor is MA and then the Arkham show.
Yeah.
Which they could very much develop Riddler even more in that show as well as his rogue galleries.
we got Mr. Hunter joining us. What's up, brother? Good to see you.
What's going on, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, we got so much to talk about.
There's a lot. I'm just warning.
There's always so much to talk about, man. It's great.
That's why you love Fridays. That's why you love Fridays.
I love it, man. Dude, when I was a kid, it would be like the game mags would come out once a month, and you'd have like no news between the mags, right? You'd be like sitting on your ass playing games, not even worrying about the news, and then bam, magazine hits, news. These days, it's like, dude, man, it's like. I'm checking Reddit like every hour. Like what's new, man? What's new, man? What's the latest leaks and rumors in PS5 news?
Oh man. So we got Mr. Hunter here. I don't know if Hunter saw Batman. You saw the new Batman movie, Robert Pattinson?
No, you know what? I haven't. You know what I did see though. You guys are just gonna think I'm nuts, man. I saw Uncharted. I saw Uncharted a couple weeks ago, but I finally saw Spider-Man.
Oh damn, that took a while.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what I did last week. Last 2 weeks.
Was it theater or was it on demand?
It was in theater.
Oh, okay. So
I had to see it in theater.
You had to see the full experience. Yeah, you missed out on some reactions because certain things happening. Obviously, you've seen the movie, so certain things, certain reveals. It's so funny. I won't forget it. Half the theater got crazy for one reveal, and then the entire theater went crazy for the second. It was like, holy shit! Okay, this is really happening, and it's such a good.
I think I know what you're talking about. My wife didn't check out the spoilers, so. She was like, we actually brought our son, so he was in the middle. She was like 2 seats over from me. As soon as like the big reveals came over, I saw her like reaching over. She's like, Paul, look! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm like, yeah. Sorry, I got spoiled, so I kind of knew it was gonna happen. But yeah, dude, that's actually happening.
I personally think that all these leaks were. Not even actual leaks. I'm pretty sure like a Sony employee, like all these people, like the higher ups did it to drum up, interest in the film. There's no way that you got videos of
some
Andrew and
clever-
stuff like that.
Yeah, they did some clever editing in the trailers. Yeah, I remember like when like all three of the villains were like coming at Tom Spider-Man. They did some clever editing with some of those shots, so it was okay. It was pretty good how they managed it. But obviously, this was such a big thing they could not control. Let's wrap up this Batman talk. Because I know chat wants to get to the gaming. Let's wrap this up. Catwoman. I thought Catwoman was okay for what she did. The only thing I don't like, and Red Hood's gonna eat me alive for this, but I'm sorry, I just don't like the design that they went with the mask and everything. I didn't like that. I thought Anne Hathaway at least had a better look than that, even though that's just how I feel on hers. I will say she's better than Halle Berry, but that's not saying much in terms of the look. That's not saying much.
You talking look, or you talking just
the look,
acting
just the look
as well?
okay, no, just the look. No, acting. I thought she was perfect.
I guarantee you that yet again she's proto Catwoman still. So her look is definitely gonna change. I don't know if she'll be in the second movie. Who freaking knows? She could be in the second. She could be in the third.
Yeah, that's true.
And stuff like that. But definitely, I personally even think the bat suit's probably going to change in the second movie as well.
It'll be more finished. He'll have a different style of approach. The Batmobile too, which is like my biggest complaint when I first saw the trailers. I was like, I don't think it works. It actually works, so it makes sense.
The shots were like, in terms of
shots.
Batmobile, were like practical, like 95% practical.
Yeah,
what the director said,
fantastic.
which was just like gorgeous. And ending it here, like, I definitely think like this universe is going to be a really good universe. I still am a little hesitant because people want Robin in the movies. I don't know if I do. I don't know if this universe would work with Robin.
Honestly, this style of Batman doesn't need a psychic. From what we're looking at,
plus he's young. He's only young. Like year 2. So granted, he might be year 3 or year 4. I don't know when the second movie takes place. But like, personally, like I would say, for me, I go because I've seen it a lot actually. I've seen it
top 5.
It's always like I switch between Dark Knight and the Batman every time I watch. So it's between those two. I like certain aspects. I don't like certain aspects for some of those movies. But the Batman to me stayed true to who Batman was, whereas like a lot of people love the Dark Knight for reasons why, like justified. But I don't feel like the Batman in the Dark Knight was represented to its full potential because of the whole Rachel plot line. To me, that doesn't feel like Batman him trying to retire.
Right.
Batman doesn't retire. Like you see this throughout comics and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I would say top 2 Batman movies in between with Dark Knight.
For me, I would say Dark Knight will, I guess, forever be number 1 just for the fact that how they did Two-Face's storyline for it. They did the Joker. I love that particular one a lot. Dark, the Batman in general, I would definitely put this at number 2 above The Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises was a great way to end a franchise. I thought this was a good way of starting one and setting foundations and characters. Loved it. I loved the soundtrack, loved the style, loved the shots. CGI work was good too, and it wasn't noticeable at all. And this really does put a smile on my face, like no pun intended, of what we could see down the road. And I think Robert really did well. I will say this too, even with the fight scenes, I thought he was pretty telling, like in terms of the because it's another story to fight, right? The part of the story is fighting. I thought he did a good job establishing that. I will say that I will say in terms of fear, in terms of just looks, I think we can give that to Ben Affleck as like the scariest looking Batman. He's like he's
the most heavy set.
Yeah, he's like that dude's Batman. A tank. When he comes at you, like, okay, that dude, I'm fucking scared of him. I don't want. I'm not gonna do no crime when this dude comes out of the shadows. That's the thing. I don't get that fear when I see Robert, but I know Robert will whoop my ass type of thing because the way he's like coming at you. So that's where I would rank it. It was a good movie though. It was really good. I'll give it at least, honestly, just for the sound. The soundtrack elevates it too so well. I don't want to say perfect, but I would say a 9. I would give it the same score I would give The Dark Knight, a 9 out of 10. Damn near perfect film. It's pretty damn good. And Robert made a believer out of me in terms of what he's capable of, and I'm excited for the future. I really am. I deducted some points because some of the looks of the costumes of certain characters. But that's nothing else. There you go. That's my thought. That's my take. What's your rate, Red Hood? You giving it 10?
That's no. The only problem I had with it was I think the fight scenes near the end weren't
could have been fleshed
choreographed
out
correctly, like not
but the
fast
reveal
enough.
was badass though. You can't. We have to give that.
Yeah,
at least. That
I think the
whole
fight
section.
scenes like in the beginning and middle were really good.
Yeah.
I think in the last act, the fight, like I complained about, I put it on Twitter. I don't think it was as good, or they should have cut a bit faster. So for me, that's like a 9.5.
Okay, 9.5. All right, that's pretty damn good. All right. I know Paul's like, when we'll get to the gaming talk slot, so we'll get to that right now.
Oh.
You're muted, bro. Shout out to Simba, man. What's up? What you about to say?
I was just gonna say, like, I like the conversation, man. I want to see the movie. So,
dude, watch it. It's really
cool
good.
to hear what you guys have to say.
It's great.
You could either watch it in theaters or it comes on HBO Max the 16th or the 14th, something like that.
This next month?
Yeah.
Oh, we might have to watch that again. Sure, not in the server, but we'll get to that later. Guys, shout out to everybody in the chat. We see you. Welcome to episode 183. Let's go ahead and get into these super chats. Shout out to Simba, always supporting everybody. I appreciate you, my dude. Dropped the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. We got one from JC Carlin Moreau. I think that's what it says. Carlin Moreau dropped the $2 super chat saying miss Jim Carrey as the Riddler.
He was good as wacky. Like,
we're talking about insanity.
Yeah.
Sure, in terms of goofiness, but if you want a realistic dark guy, Paul takes you to another level.
Dude, man,
over there. And
I grew up with like the goofy Batman, so
yeah.
This
Adam
like,
West, the
this
George
new
Clooney's.
dark one. Yeah, like when I grew up, it was like Arnold Schwarzenegger was starring in,
Gosh.
right? And like the classic Penguin, right, living in the sewer.
That was yeah.
Those are the Batmans that I grew up with, right? Totally not
10?
like
Meds giving it a 10.
Dude,
What?
Meds is capping. That's all I gotta say on that.
He gave it a 10. What am I looking at?
Don't listen to Meds.
I'm gonna say I don't trust Meds.
It's a running gag. It's a running gag.
Right,
he doesn't care for the movie.
Move that out the way. Let's get to this game and talk, man. Shout out to everybody in here, man. I'm happy to be back, though, guys. I don't know if Paul saw it. I tagged him in the tweet. I don't know if he saw it. My official work for IGN was posted. And, yeah, your boy is on there. So I'm happy to announce that I am...
what's your first thing that you
I
got
did
up
a
there?
full... actually... It's a full guide for it was for GTA San Andreas, the definitive edition. Did a full guide type of thing for them, and whatnot. Man. And the whole thing was listed for everybody.
It's all video, I guess, right?
Yeah, I did all video guides, whatnot. But also it's all together. So we have like a full like breakdown article of how to go about the world and like the missions and whatnot. So that was what I did. It was awesome. So that's over with.
Cool, man.
I can now make content.
Proud of that.
I'm happy to be back to not only do this show but also content. So you guys make sure you guys hit that bell icon because we're not going to stop anytime soon. All right, let's get into the show. I don't even know where we start, man. It's a lot to go over. Should we just immediately go with the first big news of Sony purchasing Haven Studios? I think let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and start with that.
Oh, that's the big one? Okay.
Oh, that's one of them.
One of the big ones. One of them.
Okay.
Haven Studios, PlayStation's newest studio. They have joined the fray over there at PlayStation. This is actually a pretty... I mean, honestly, usually you would wait for the game to be shown before we see stuff like this. But I guess Sony saw something really incredible behind the scenes where they was like, you know what? Hey, Jade, we're going to support you guys through and through for this, and we want you guys a part of the team. So they went and bought Haven Studios. Now, we know for a fact that Haven Studios is obviously Jane Raven. She's known for Assassin's Creed. and a few other games. So whatever exactly she's working on, I mean, it's a little hard to really piece together what it's going to be. It could be like an Assassin's Creed-esque, like the way the style, how the character moves and goes about things. It could be something like that. It could be an assassin type of game, a shooter with multiplayer. Since Sony's really looking into multiplayer-esque games, we're not really sure. But this is pretty good news. I'm glad to see that they're fully putting their trust into it and they're going to support it. Kind of makes you wonder if Sony's looking at Kojima Productions the same way, because, I mean, at this rate, why not? But let me go with you guys, man. What you guys' thoughts on? Let me start with you, Paul. Haven Studios now part of PlayStation. Is this a big dub? Is this a shocker? Or are you just like everybody else? You're just waiting in the wings like, what exactly do you guys have underneath the veil? What's your thought?
Yeah, I got it. In terms of like, it's a dub or not a dub, I'm kind of like in the middle. The thing is like, okay, if you're talking about talent, sure, it's a dub. Right, like I've had a look at some of the folks that work there, and there's obviously some pretty big names headed up by Jade Raymond. So for sure, that's a huge dub in terms of like expertise and game ship. Like, yeah, man, like these folks have done AAA games their whole life, so I'm expecting big things. I can't give it a full dub because, as you said, we haven't even seen what this is, right? But the one thing that I thought was interesting, I saw some chatter online about this, and there seemed to be some controversy, and I'm trying to like shake my head like, how is this controversial? But like the conversation was about how this acquisition is different than previous Sony acquisitions.
I heard about that.
And I fully agree, but there were some people that were like, oh no, like Sony's like really focus on organic, and yeah, of course they are. Like they've grown, their own internal studios from 50 to like 300, 400, 500 staff. So yeah, of course they're all about organic. But like, dude, this is something different. Like, let's just admit this is something different. Sony has always had a long-term relationship with the folks that they purchase, right? They love the romance, they love the song and the dance. Going to your first high school prom together. They
building those memories, and then just going, hey, you know what? You might as well just sign on the dotted line. We have history.
That's the Sony way, man. That's the Sony way. They really like, they want to ship 3 games with you first, right? Once they ship 3 games with you, and everything's great, quality is still there, games are selling, good synergies, like that's when they make the purchase. This one, man, like they because I saw on the Sony blog, they're like, oh yeah, we just announced the partnership a year ago and now we're buying it, right? So this is something a little new for Sony. I almost want to not even think about them as being sort of like a third-party developer that they just purchased. Because Sony had partnered with them from the beginning, right? So to me, this is almost just like, it's been organic from the beginning, right? They funded this studio. They've been paying out of pocket for the last year and a bit for the studio. Everything is being funded by Sony. And then, like what you said, Bit, like I bet you Herman Hulse was in a meeting a couple months ago and was like, damn, like this actually sounds like maybe they have a prototype. Like this looks good. This plays good. I see some potential, right? So they're like, we're already paying for the whole game. Like we're funding your studio for the next 3 years probably to pay for this game. Why not just buy you out, right? So the thing that's interesting though, the thing that's actually I think really good about this is that what happens a lot in buyouts, so it happens a little less I think in Sony, but generally in buyouts is that the owners, right, the top brass, they stay on for like a year and a bit, and then they just start like falling
off, like
they take their golden parachute and like see you later, bro. But that's
on to that what you're saying, because that's a good point. Because we got a story we didn't talk about obviously last week, but the thing that was going on with over there at Microsoft, it was what's that studio called? God, it's their big one. It's their biggest studio.
343.
No.
Dude, there's always things going on with 343. The Initiative.
Was the initiative? Yeah, I think it was.
I don't know.
Yeah, the initiative. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
The
big triple or
quad
5A studio.
quad
They
A studio.
had a quad A. They were saying they were losing.
That's bleeding staff
time.
and delayed by 2 years. Okay.
I was like, that was a good point because it kind of
Crystal
goes into
Dynamics
that.
took
They
over that
lost
whole
so
project,
much.
dude.
Yeah, it's like
People said that is normal. It's not normal.
Dude,
That is not.
It really isn't. At the way they've hyped the studio up, as much money they put into this, and Perfect Dark being, the first game. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like Perfect Dark's not a big deal. It's a big deal. It's a big game.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
That game's getting rebooted.
With all the way, going as far as what we heard about the studio before we got the name of the studio, I was expecting something legit. You know what I mean? Like, that was going to be brand new, like, completely.
Yeah.
That would knock our socks off. And I was like, Perfect Dark.
Dude,
I think that's it.
I've wanted to talk about this on the podcast for so long, but I haven't, because I always feel like people are just going to call me a fanboy and it's just going to, like, cause fight.
You can't escape it.
But like, since we're on the topic, I'm just going to fully admit it, man. I honestly, for years now, have thought that Xbox is not very good at managing their internal studios. If you look at what the current state of Halo, if you look at Crackdown, which Crackdown was supposed to be on the same level as Halo in Gears, which it totally is.
We don't
and like, I don't know, just like, the one thing that I actually wanted to emphasize, though, which I think is actually really, really good for Microsoft, is that, like, they just obviously purchased Bethesda a year and a bit ago, right? And they're allowing them to manage themselves, right? Like, they didn't become Xbox Studios. That, to me, is like probably one of the most positive things that I've ever heard of coming out of the Xbox camp. The fact that Xbox is like, you run your own stuff, right? I totally get, like, I'm not going to say Bethesda is like the best ever, and they're like, they have their own issues, obviously, when it comes to like old engines that are like completely broken. But like, personally, I think, and you guys can call me out on it, I think Bethesda makes some pretty damn good games. I love Doom. I love the classic Fallout games. Fallout, the latest
they just
live service one
quality
sucked.
control. You know what I mean? Like, that's what was always kind of been their issue, was the quality control with the release.
Yeah, like Bugfest.
Right.
We'll probably get to it later, but I put in like 20 plus hours into Ghostwire. I think it's awesome. I think it's great. So yeah, like, dude, like, we're talking about issues with the initiative. That is just completely indicative of just Microsoft in general. So I hate to say it, but, like, dude, they've had so many issues, and I think now, because I think Activision would be its own entity as well. I think they might, and the good thing too is, like, hopefully we're going to start seeing some people jump ship. Like, I would love it to see some of the senior people from Bethesda jump over and start managing Xbox stuff, because my expectations for the Xbox quality for the other game would rise, right? It would definitely, because Bethesda definitely has staff that understands the creative process of game, understands how to manage staff, understands quality and quality control and all that stuff. So yeah, man, like, the initiative is
it's one of those stories.
It's Crystal Dynamics, man. That's just it.
It's one of those stories you don't think you would see, right? And just, it came out of left field, but it was like, at the same time, it was like not that surprising for the most part.
No, 2 weeks ago, their director left before the report came out with all the things. Yeah. And I tell people all the time, when your director leaves, it's not a good sign. I've always said that all the time. If Kojima leaves of his own IP, you should get worried. If Corey leaves his own IP,
I was like, dude, I was concerned about Ghostwire because Nakamura left, right?
Yeah, that actually was the biggest sign. Because she said it was spooky.
I think she was on there long enough that it ended up.
I think it might have got rebooted. I think it might have gotten rebooted. That's what I personally believe, but we got no reports.
It was supposed to be the Evil Within 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It got completely rebooted. Like,
okay.
Because these creatures
from the ground up
are pretty weird looking, and they probably could have been 5 times more sinister and dark looking if she probably got her way for it. Like, I could see it. Like, maybe Dead Space esque of quality in terms of, like, the horror with the powers. I think that would have made the
Yeah.
game a lot more, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot more interesting personally if the creatures were more of a threat. They look like a threat.
Oh, totally.
I
If you
honestly
go into like if you go into Ghostwire thinking that you're going to get a horror game, you're disappointed. It's not.
Yeah, that's what I was like when they first showed it off. The trailer with her, I was like, oh, this might be up my alley. And then when I started seeing more of it, I was like, because my initial perception of it was like it's gonna be this horror survival game, supernatural elements, and then it's not like that. It's like it has horror elements sprinkled, but it's not like it's a huge driving force of the marketing of the game.
Right.
But I wanted to talk about the initiative because, as well as Haven in a bit. Let's go back into looking at like Xbox's history for its studios. But I would say in the 360 going to Xbox One or most of the generation for Xbox One, they were pretty hands-on with their developers, and a lot of employees were complaining that they're too involved and too micromanaged and stuff like that. Now we're seeing them being super lenient to the point where they're not getting stuff done in terms of the initiative. They said in the article that they're very lenient and like, what was it? The work culture is different. They were like, their LinkedIn's and all these, job promoting sites were just like, hey, come to work with us. Your ideas will be incorporated into the title. But that wasn't the case. It was going from the high ups to down. Yeah. Which it was being explained, and that's why a lot of these highly talented people in the initiative either went back to several Sony developers studios and stuff, and I was just like, that's crazy to me to see that jump and to see Crystal Dynamics, and as well as being reported it's basically being rebooted by Crystal Dynamics, but to go to Haven though, and I'm just like, I don't care. For me, it's like I don't personally care because it's a live service game, and the only live service game I play is the critically acclaimed MMO Final Fantasy XIV.
My gosh! My goodness,
take that out of the way. I'll say this about Haven: it's like it's a live service game. It's probably going to be a shooter. Like I don't really care. A lot of people probably come at me for saying that.
Shooter? Okay.
I think so. I think some of the concept art
is making a shooter for sure.
I don't know. I'm thinking more maybe like. Division,
I don't know.
Oh, maybe. No, not Fire Sprite. I'm sorry. It's Fire Sprite Studio Liverpool. They're probably making.
I think it's like a third-person shooter. I could be wrong.
It's
maybe that could be true. Yeah. Deviation's making a first-person shooter for sure.
I will say
probably
Sony's thought process in acquiring Haven is if the game's really successful, they're gonna have to pay more money for the studio as well. Yeah. So your eyes are seeing there's probably gonna be this huge success. No one can really, say whether or not a game's going to be a huge success until it's out in the market and into the consumer's hand. But that's probably why, because I guarantee you, it was not that much money to buy them. Maybe like $1 million, $2 million, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah. If you think about it, it's actually like super smart for them to buy now. Based on what you said, because like here's the deal, man. Like they are fully funding this game, and they had planned from day one to fully fund it. So if it turns out to be a huge success, then they don't have to fork out hundreds of millions to buy the studio. They already just own it. Right. And if it's a complete flop, let's just say it's completely like it's like Babylon Fall kind of flop. I'm just saying if it's that kind of flop. They just closed the studio down. That's it, man.
You went for the lowest of the low, though. That had like 600 players.
But think about it, man. Like, think about it. Because if, like, let's say it sucks, completely sucks, and bombs, and they just shut the studio down, they probably are going to pay around the same amount that they have now, right? Like, they, like you said, it's probably a couple $1 million to buy the studio, and that was it, right? So the incremental money that they paid to acquire the studio is like, it's peanuts, man. And it's probably going to be relatively successful because the whole PlayStation engine is going to be behind this, right? The marketing engine. So yeah, man, like, dude, like as soon as that happened, the first thing I thought about is like, Deviation Games. Why?
Yeah.
Like, why would they?
That's a good point.
They have another partnership with Firewalk, but Firewalk is owned by this whole like structure is kind of weird. I don't really understand it, but I think there's an overarching company called Probably Monsters, and they probably Monsters owns like 3 other studios. One of them's Firewalk, so probably they're not going to buy that because they'd have to buy probably Monsters and blah blah blah. It's big deal.
I mean, no, seeing Sony's track, I wouldn't put it past them to try and throw an offer. I don't know how much they're worth. That's the thing,
dude. I'm fully expecting by summer we're gonna have Deviation Games that's been acquired. Like,
oh yeah. It's going to be.
You know they're trying, right?
Yeah.
You know, like it's only a matter of like, do the owners actually want to sell? But you for sure, you know that Sony is sitting at the table saying, "Dude, man, you're Call of Duty, ex Call of Duty guys are making some pretty cool stuff here." Like,
but not just that though. That goes back to that
5 mil?
conversation we had before when the whole thing was still in rumor, right? Where with the future Call of Duty with Microsoft buying them, you know what I mean? Remember we said Sony pretty much relied heavily on Call of Duty as like a crutch for their multiplayer. So it kind of makes sense for them to throw money at Deviation to have them fill the void, so to speak, for them having a multiplayer game. Because I don't know if Sony's going to give Killzone another shot. They might give them another shot down the road. We're not really sure, right? But
probably in the future.
Well, there's already rumors that they're making.
Oh, is there? Oh, okay.
Well, so Guerrilla has been hiring for multiplayer.
No, okay.
Like for a while, right? And so like it's either going to be, you know, one of their other games, like I don't know, Horizon multiplayer, which I doubt.
Yeah, I don't.
It's probably Killzone.
The one thing could be a new IP.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, true. Sony loves new IP.
Yeah. Well, if they do get a sequel, Killzone, then they would have the full support of God, what's his name? They just bought Bungie.
They could use their expertise. Yeah, that's possible.
Yeah. So it'll work for sure. So what's your thoughts on it, Red Hood? Like, you think? I mean, obviously, you said you're not really, you don't really care.
I can't get hyped for something that I haven't seen. You know what I mean?
But is it a dub? Is it a dub or a dud?
I mean,
what you think?
It's more like we'll find out and see. We'll find out and see.
I'll give you that.
Because it's like I can't say anything. Like I'm not Herman Holmes. I'm not going to the studio looking at the gameplay and their designs. Like I'm literally as clueless as everybody else, along with the audience.
Usually
I literally don't know.
Some bold predictions, but you were playing it super safe.
I'm not saying, bro. Like for me, I'm stating facts, bro. I don't know what the game is. You know,
you being smart, 'cause you know, I'm free, so.
Dude, one thing that I do want to say, that's just like a personal thing. You guys probably won't get as hyped about it as I would be, but one thing that I actually thought was like really cool about this is they're based in Montreal, which is obviously in Canada. I'm in Canada, so yay! Finally, we have a PlayStation studio here in Canada. But also too, the one thing that I thought was like super interesting is Deviation Games opened up a studio like just north of Toronto. So I think, and like they're obviously like a huge partner of Sony and probably going to get bought. So yeah, I was just like, dude, you guys, you know, down the States, you guys are lucky. You guys have like PlayStation studios all over the freaking place.
Yeah, dude, my state has one, Insomniac Games.
But yeah, I was like, dude, man, like holy shit, PlayStation Studio, just a few hours drive away. I can go up and say hi to Jade Raymond. You guys want like a live correspondent?
I need that. That'd be awesome.
I'll take a trick up to Haven Studio.
I love to talk to Jade. I love Jade Raymond. I love Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Love you, Jade.
I just think it's cool.
And she was a part of the good ones.
There you go. Yeah, she was. Her last one, I think, was a Brotherhood or Revelation.
Yeah.
It was one of those two.
I think it was that. And Nintendo bought Next Level Games, which was in Vancouver. So I'm just like, dude, this is great, man. All we need is Xbox. I don't think Xbox owns any studios here. But finally, like, because we've had like major studios like EA. One of the big EA studios is in Vancouver, and obviously Quebec is like a hotbed for studios. Like, geez, what's up there, man? EA's up there. Ubisoft is up there.
I was gonna ask, and I know it's off topic. You guys hear that EA Play is not happening this year?
Oh yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like I was shocked because they normally put out those shows even though that they're bad. So them not doing that, I was a little shocked. I was like,
you're shocked that you're not getting a bad show. You want
a bad show, exactly. I was expecting like honestly all the filler and then Dead Space and maybe Jedi Fallen Order. That was it.
Good thing about
like 1 hour of announcing a new Apex character.
Yes.
That's kind of stuff.
We did get some new news for that. I think for Dead Space, we saw like
they did. They talked about the audio
teaser,
engineering,
right? Yeah, the audio engineering,
and some other stuff.
I know people are like upset about stuff like that because I think I've told you guys, but I've been down to 10 E3s. I'm starting to lose track, but 10 in a row I went to, and then obviously the last couple of years they haven't had it. But so I love the hype, man. I love going down there, but like always at the same time, whenever I leave E3, I'm just like, some of those games just weren't ready. Like it's like when everything has to be shown within 1 week, it's like you got to have your show no matter what, even if you're ready or not ready. And that's why we've had these problems where it's like, I think Xbox like really has to scale it back, because holy shit, you guys have heard about things like Fable is like Fable's not in a mess, but it's like really slow development. That's the latest rumor came out of it, right? And like they announced it a couple years ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, I would say like with the whole Fable situation, I give them not even benefit of doubt, more like thinking like critically. It's like they're coming from a arcade racer open world game into a open world RPG game, which the world's gonna be way different, and the questing, and if they want to make this a hardcore RPG, or they could just casualize it. But like that's a lot. Like I said, like I have doubts just because the same thing I had doubts with Gorilla. Dude, going to a different genre.
Oh, totally, man. Horizon, I was like, really? Like, I was kind of concerned when they first announced it, but then it ended up being one of the best games.
Same thing, like, with the rumors going around with Naughty Dog maybe making a first-person shooter-esque.
I don't want to
like,
see
for
that.
me, I'm just like, I would be concerned just because it's a new genre. Same thing if Naughty Dog makes an RPG. It's a new genre. I don't know if they could do a good job. We have to always wait and see.
And I'm glad people are like that now, to be honest.
Like, I still want to see these, like, big shows, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But basically my position on it now is it doesn't have to be all crammed into 1 week, right?
That's true.
Like so. Look, man, if I'd love it to be crammed in a week, but if, for example, like Sony's just not ready, and they're going to be ready, like, say, end of August, right? And they're going to have like one of those like future of PlayStation showcases that blow our minds with like, oh my God, Final Fantasy 16 is exclusive, like big stuff like that. Like I'm willing to wait, man. Like I'm kind of sick and tired of people announcing things way too early. Just because they have to, because there's an annual conference where they have to show their stuff.
So you think the state
man.
of plays are kind of, I guess,
like
state their welcome? You think maybe
state? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like what Red said. Like the EA plays that haven't been the best, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
They that's to put it lightly. So why have it, man? Why just do, like, EA can just do its own sort of like state of play thing for like. For Dead Space, they can have Dead Space Day, and like,
or Jedi Fallen Order, like for another month. They put out a YouTube video for, like, I don't know, like it could be the trailer, or it could be like a developer interview along with the gameplay, like Hogwarts Legacy did.
Yeah,
well, for sure. Yeah, dude,
Jedi.
Hogwarts Legacy is the perfect example, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually even better for the studios, because, like, think about, like, when Hogwarts Studios State of Play happened, nothing was happening that week. That was like such a major high. You got the whole week to yourself. All the like websites, all the marketing talk, everything, social media chatters all talking about you, right? You just versus like, you know, E3 where it's like you're shouting into the wind, right? So yeah, like we'll just wait till the developers are ready and let's get the proper showcases going.
All right, good points, guys. We didn't get a chance to talk about this one, so I'm just gonna have this as a fun topic, just so I can hear everybody's opinions, especially the chat. Make sure you guys chime in on this, everybody in the chat. So, according to the myth, the legend, the sensational, the charismatic, the one and only Michael Pachter,
Oh my gosh!
he predicts PlayStation.
I heard about this. This is on Dealer's podcast, right? I heard this.
Take all that stuff back about it.
Dude, Michael Pachter has always been wrong.
Rewind the YouTube and delete that.
Like, I don't know how people... Bro, I want to do his job. He must be making a lot of money with some of these predictions.
Man. Listen, I like Michael Pachter. He's funny, but come on, dude. He says PlayStation will not exist in 10 years.
He said consoles wouldn't exist during the PS4 and the one generation. It was going to be the last one.
let me give you guys a little bit
How
of
is
background.
he in the position he's in, man? How does he? How he talks to investors, right? That's what he does, right? He gives investor advice. Like, dude, we know more about the industry, way more.
Do you guys remember the Pachter episode? I don't know if you saw it, Hunter, or Red Hood, but he said Microsoft is going to partner with cable providers to give you an Xbox on top. And basically, how it works is you pay for your Xbox through your monthly cable bill. And you get an Xbox instead of the receiver. And that would be like basically what the Xbox One with the TV did. That's what he kind of predicted. I'm sitting going, Mike. Yeah. That makes no guy.
No, he literally, like, I know somebody said maybe he meant the traditional mod. No, he was saying PlayStation would be done because of Game Pass and all this stuff. He was writing home on that.
Dude, there's been so much chatter about how Game Pass is not even profitable yet, right? Like I'm not going to take anything away from it because I think they're at what 25 million or whatever.
All these streaming services are
they're doing really good with it, but I mean, like, it's not contributing to the bottom line. so how, like, Sony had, I just saw recently, it was like something, I think 2.4 billion profit last year. Nintendo had some like 5 billion, and then Xbox doesn't disclose it, right? But whatever, man. Like, Sony's making billions.
Yep.
They're banking billions every year. They're not.
And they're still in that 2 billion is after all the costs and everything like that.
Oh, for sure.
That was like
25 million annual revenue, 2.5 billion profits. Like,
no,
dude, they're.
It's whatever, man.
Again, I got nothing against Mike.
I just don't know how he is.
Yeah, exactly. We all get his point. Like, we got nothing against Michael, but sometimes he just makes some of the silliest comments, and it just makes you question why. Why?
Yo, I just need Michael handing me that sheet of taking his place, man, because I think I'll do a great job.
You know what I need? I probably need to get Michael on here one of these days. I don't know. We need to get Michael on here. So we just have to stare down.
He's good for, like, making headlines,
and
for the wrong reasons.
I don't know,
but he's good for making headlines. But Sony won't exist.
No, that's like me going like Nintendo won't exist.
Are you serious? Like, they just bought Bungie, man. Like, they own Naughty Dog. How are they not going to exist?
I don't get it, man. Sony's done in 10 years.
How are they not going to exist?
Like, wow, that was so.
The 20 million people that buy, like, Spider-Mans, are they going to, like, they're going to be like, oh man, I don't need Spider-Man 2. I don't need Wolverine.
Nope.
Oh man, and we haven't even counted.
God of War Ragnarok.
Don't
need that.
We'll get to that. Anyway, I wanted to make everybody laugh. Let's get back to the game topic.
Jeez.
Returnal finally got some info, man. We got, like, the DLC expansion. Did anybody play it? It was the extension. I think it's called extension.
Not yet, but
no. The co-op is just the main campaign and then the survival mode. No, the tower is just yourself.
Okay.
Single player.
So it's a challenge mode.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge.
That's what BG was saying.
Oh, I thought that. Okay. Not everything.
Main story.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
Yeah. It looked cool though. They added new scenes, like when you die. Remember, like, you see flashbacks of her life in the story, and it kind of, like, super fast, rapid. They added more scenes to it. Like, there's like an elevator I saw, or something like that. So
that's
awesome.
It
looks pretty good how they did it.
Can I just say too that I like just want to give kudos because people were, like, absolutely bitching and moaning last year about the price of Returnal, right? $70. Well, okay, you know what? You paid $70, you got your $60 game, and you got your $10 DLC that they just released for free. Right? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's basically what I'm saying is, like, man, there were so many people complaining last year, but then they announced free DLC, and it's like, sure, people are happy about it, but you don't see the same level of chatter, right? It's not like, oh my god, like woohoo! Yeah.
They don't care, man.
You know what?
They don't care about free stuff.
It was mostly because we didn't get much context to the game. You know what I mean, Hunter? Like, it wasn't a lot going on in terms of marketing.
Yeah.
Like, in terms of, like,
just,
knowing what you get into. Aside was being a rogue-like game. That's about it.
Yeah. Dude, just same as Ghost of Tsushima with Legends, man. Like, this is the thing. Like,
it's another one.
Go ahead and complain that they're charging you a bit more for their games, but, like, Sony typically gives you good money, right? Look at Spider-Man and, like, constant free suits for like years, right?
Yeah.
Constantly,
Oh, yeah.
they're still giving away free stuff, right? So, you know, you got it's give and take. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you getting the movie suits and everything.
Dude,
from
Arkham Knight didn't do that for the Pattinson suit. It's just like, damn. But Insomniac keeps doing it. Insomniac, even after that, gives
How
you
long
the
has Arkham
suit.
Knight been out though? Arkham Knight is they kind of been cut off support for Arkham
Yeah,
Knight
but
a long time ago.
straight up the same thing for Spider-Man, dude. The PS4 version came out in 2018, and they were still
mean, did
giving
they
out the
do-
suits from
did-
Far From Home in 2019, and then in 2021 you have No Way Home.
I mean, but did they though? I mean, because Sony always or Insomniac, sorry, is always posting something for Spider-Man, retweeting something, and keeping Spider-Man, in mentions. You know what I mean? They kind of didn't leave it. And Rocksteady just went quiet immediately.
Rocksteady also did concept arts for the Arkham games back
God,
then.
here we go. Here we go. What up, Blaze? What's up, brother?
What's up? What's up?
You good? You good?
Good, bro.
Man, tired, huh? Long day?
Got that fucking platinum last night, bro. Took me forever.
Jeez.
That's right. That's right. I see you, Blaze. Finally, you didn't get it before me, so now I can hold that over your head.
Oh, man.
You had
Big bug.
look, you
played the PC version, man.
Hold on. I'm about to give you your flowers. You
Go
got
ahead, 'cause
Demon
I'm about
Souls.
to
You got
pound you
Demon
out verbally.
Souls.
Ahead.
You got Demon Souls before me. I got Elden Ring before you. So therefore,
Okay.
it's perfect circle. It's perfectly even. You see what I did here?
Now,
You see what I
are you gonna let
did
me
here?
rebuttal?
You see what I did?
Are you gonna let me rebuttal?
Oh, you got a rebuttal? Take it
You're
away. Take it
done.
away.
Once
Take
I
it away.
rebuttal, you're done.
Take it away. Take it
First
away.
of all,
Take it
buddy,
away. Yes, buddy.
yeah. Shout out to a good-looking Canadian, but I had the game way before you. Okay.
Damn.
Okay. Number one. Listen, Big Cloud. I beat the game twice before you even beat it once.
It's still ain't 100% it. Wow, we're here.
100% it. That don't
Yeah.
matter. I beat the game
Yeah,
twice before you beat it
I
once.
don't care. Don't mean nothing.
And I was lower level. And listen, then you got the platinum how many days ago, Big Cloud? 3-4 days ago?
When did
3,
I
4
get it?
days ago,
Well,
yeah.
it was like 3 days, I think. I feel like.
Okay,
Oh,
think
dude.
about that.
Did you
Think
say
how far
something?
behind. Look, Hunter, hold on. He needs to take this up the. You know what? Look at he just got the platinum. Big Cloud just got the platinum 4 days ago, and Blaze beat the game on PC twice, and I was on his heel so bad. I just got the platinum last night. Look how close I was I was on him the whole time, bro. I was boom boom. Think about that. You've been on PS5 since day one. I just started PS5 a week ago.
Okay.
Platinum.
You ready to get pounded up?
No, not by you.
Because you about to get destroyed, boy. First of all, Big Cloud didn't rush. Big Cloud played.
No.
No.
Yeah, you did it. You played the right way. You played the right way.
It enjoyed. I didn't look
You
up
did.
nothing.
Yeah.
I legit went everywhere. Point A, point B. Took my time. Learned the world. Explored. Look at the
Bro.
camera when I'm talking. Don't you dare look away from it. I'm not
Jeez.
talking. Okay. Don't you dare not look away from it.
Big Cloud, I like that you took your time, bro. I respect
took my
it.
time. I learned.
Just like Hunter. Hunter beat Hunter wiped out.
Yeah.
I seen this tweet. He beat every boss.
Game.
I'd rather someone take their time. I'd rather you beat the game and take your time than try
Hey,
to
man.
rush to get a platinum.
Why not
for
get
a
all
tweet.
the achievements in 60 hours?
I will say this though,
Yeah.
I would have beaten it earlier if a certain boss was in this game that whooped my ass and knocked me off for a day. Millennia. That chick is annoying.
All I remember was I was getting shit on by Big Cloud that whole time when I was fighting her, and then
'Cause you're a piece
he
of
also
shit.
had the same problem
You're a piece of
as
shit.
well.
That's why. You're trash.
That's all I gotta say on that.
When I seen Riley
Bro,
playing
man,
Millennia,
no. Big Cloud was like,
your health bar was double.
yeah,
her
yours
health bar.
all
no,
over here,
dude, no,
Hunter.
bro. Did you
His
see
health
Big
bar-
Cloud's end?
His health bar was
Big
all
Cloud,
on the side.
literally the same as mine now.
No.
Literally the same as mine.
Well,
Bullshit.
now after I beat the game
What?
and beat everybody.
What the? Okay, buddy.
So,
Anyways,
what-
all I gotta
what-
say is
what-
you were giving me
what?
shit, and you were just like, "Hey man, parry her, this and that." And then when I seen him facing her,
being
I was
a
like,
dick.
"Parry, bro, stop this."
I was being a dick. You can't parry.
I
your
know you were
cycle.
being a
I was
dick, and I gotta be a dick
You can't
tonight,
parry-
bro.
You can't parry your cycle.
Oh, I got clips of doing it. There's levels to it, Big Cloud.
No. That damn move when she's in the air and she does that. You can't
Listen,
parry that.
listen.
Blade
Certain
mood, I
moves,
call it.
certain moves, like there are always in Souls games been unparryable moves, but You just gotta pick and choose your battles. You're not gonna try to parry one of the most vicious attacks that could kill you. You know, you gotta pick and choose when you do it. It's a risk-reward type factor. But, a lot of people say Melania is the hardest boss in the game. Real quick on Elden Ring, but you know who I struggled with? The stupid Paradox Dragon. Because...
Oh, wait, is it the two-head one? Is it the two-head one?
That's in the
yeah. Dude, the AoE he's shit, pretty hard. He would one-shot me when he'd fly back down, even though I was timing it perfect. My vigor was too low, bro. I was at like a 37 vigor. I was getting one-shot by him. And it was just frustrating. So, that's... And the Platinum, the special ending, the Berserk one, the reason it took... Yeah, the Frenzy. I took an hour to get the Platinum because I couldn't jump my way down.
I hate platforming in that game, bro. I'm sorry. That shit, like, you think you timed it right, and then you're just like a little off a little bit and just fall all the way down.
No, it's annoying.
Dude, I gotta beat the whole game again because I missed one of the legendary weapons.
Oh.
Do you guys know there's one that's in the capital that
Hunter, we can drop it to you and you'll get the trophy.
Dude, it's missable. Like it's the only.
Yeah, but we can drop it.
We got them all if you want it.
Okay.
We got
it. Dude, I just need.
You talking to us? We got it. We got you.
I just need this trophy. Yeah, I was like shit. Because I didn't look at any guides when I was going. I want to do the first run without any guides, and then I was like, dude, oh come on, one missable weapon. You got to be kidding me.
It's such a good game. That's my game of the year.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, drop it for me, guys.
We got you. We got you.
I need that trophy.
We got you. So let's move from this, man. Move from Michael Pachter, the jokes. Let's get back.
Can I ask one question about Elden Ring?
Ask what?
I'm just generally curious. For me, I gave this a lot of thought. It's my favorite FromSoul game. From Soft Game. Like, do you guys where would you guys do you guys put it in your top 3 or like where do you guys, now that you've actually had a chance to like really dig deep and platinum the game?
You can't ask Big Cloud that. You can't give a top 3 and he's only played 3 Souls games.
What? You trying to fight again, huh?
No.
You're not down again?
I'm just generally curious, man. I think the game is so friggin' good and
yeah. So for me, Bloodborne, I had Bloodborne so high because it got me into the worlds of Souls games, and I loved it so much. That led to Sekiro, that led to Neo, all this stuff. Personally, I think Elden Ring stole my heart personally. I think it's my favorite of all time. The reason why, I just love how you think you got it all figured out, Hunter. You go to and you just go to a cave and then bam, an entire new world opens up and it's like
dude,
so much more.
That's exactly
I love that. It's like the world really is alive and you just appreciate it, the detail, the enemies, the whole 9 yards. I really did enjoy that game like that much, and I appreciated it. And even when we got to like the hidden bosses, like the Paradox Dragon he just mentioned, I remember when that happened, I was sitting going, "Wait, why is he laying down?" And did I just glitch? I thought the game glitched because it froze, like the time stops, and then it goes. I'm like, "Holy shit, it's another boss!" Like
hey, Big Cloud. When you say that, you know how you listen. There's two, like when people say they didn't do any. That's why I put out a tweet. Platinum. I got the Platinum, 2 different platforms, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way that you're just stumbling. Like, there's just certain shit you cannot figure out by yourself. Like, I'm sure some things you can find your way and get lucky or you pay attention.
Impulse,
but there's no fucking way you didn't look up something. Like, I'm not gatekeeping you looking up a guide or you're stuck on something for 2 hours, you're lost, you've cleared out the whole area. That's not the problem. No, I'm not making fun of people that co-op, fucking even use magic, none of that. I'm just saying, stop the cap with, I didn't look up guides, you're lying. You did. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
For me, towards the end, I looked up the dragon, the 2-headed dragon one, because I was looking through achievements, and I was like, okay, I didn't get that. Or the Lord of Blood Mog. Because I was like, when I remember Gideon talk about that, I was like, okay. I was like, in my head, I was like, maybe I'm going to find Lord of Blood. And then I was like, towards the end of the game, I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to look this up because I don't know where the fuck he is. And it's like literally near like a random area, like before meeting
You got to pull the lever.
Yep.
No. It's like a teleportation device.
No, but you can get there. You can get there by getting towards the once you beat like the second to main boss, that you got an item that you can use and it'll teleport you. Have you guys figured that out? You don't have to get. You can get there 2 different ways. My first playthroughs, I missed Mog. Not the one in the sewer. I found him.
Yeah, no, the Lord of Blood.
The Lord of Blood. I missed him twice. And the lever was right in front of my face. Wow. I missed him completely.
I found that one, Blaze, on pure impulse because I just kept exploring. I just kept going. I was like, oh shit, there's like a cavern here, and then you're going deeper, and you find these enemies, and then it's like you see those little toad things. I'm like, okay, that's where we're at,
bro.
And I'm like, okay, this shit just this keeps opening.
And Fonzarelli, my guy Jay Fonz, you can absolutely parry Melina, bro. I parried her multiple times.
Hey man, there's a certain gamer that said he beat it in 60 hours and got all the achievements, man.
We're not gonna look it. We're not. Shout out to whoever can do that. Hey, we're not doing this
without looking up a guide.
I've already ranted, but no. Elden Ring is special. It's definitely look. It has to be the best Firm Software games just because. There's just so many options. There's so many ways you can go about shit. Like just the open world. Really, like I understand like when people say, "Oh, it's just an open world." Every game has done that, but when it's a Firm Software game, okay, it just feels different. The level design in this game, like every time you think you got it figured out, every time you think you explored the map, you just find something else and Listen, I went through 2 playthroughs. The first playthrough, I scoured everything, which I thought I did.
Yeah.
Okay? The second playthrough, I was more in a rush to finish because I wanted to finish on PS5. I wasn't getting achievements, so I rushed through the game as fast as I could and got my achievements. Because the first playthrough, the preview, I never updated it like you told me to. I should have listened to what you said. Update it and then you get the retail game. But it wasn't giving me my achievements. It only gave me 2 achievements. Like the second to last boss, Godskin Duo it gave me, and some random round table thing, which didn't make any sense. So it looked like getTHISwork played 130 hours with 2 achievements. It just didn't look right. So I played through the game all over again and rushed through it. But on the PS5, I was locked in, and that game, it's got to be the best Firm Software game just because there's so many different builds out there. There's 6 different endings.
Dude, can we talk about how fucking incredible the magic is that they've done? Like just in general, like the magic classes that we've been seeing. Like,
bro, magic looks awesome.
They nailed it.
I can't blame people for using magic. Magic has always looked awesome in Souls game. Like
I don't think not to this extent though.
No,
in terms of like creativity wise, how they did it, like it's like on another. You see, I'm going this like a different style with each move now. Even with the new katanas, like with the blood katanas and shit, like all that shit just looks.
Yeah, there's been weapon. They called it weapon arts in Dark Souls 3, but it's always been there. Like magic, dark moon blade magic. There's always been Dark Souls 2. Listen. If you want me to rank my top 3 games, it's Elden Ring,
okay,
Dark Souls
2,
Dark Souls, the first one.
Oh,
I can't even do this, bro. It's like I can't do it.
Bloodborne? No,
I can't do it, bro.
Dude, I want you to.
I'm shocked you didn't even say Bloodborne. I thought you would put Bloodborne.
Blaze.
See, look at you.
Bro, I love Bloodborne. I fucking love Bloodborne. I love the whole atmosphere of it.
I was gonna say, Blaze. My friend did a ranking. He's more of a Souls guy than me. I want to see how you react. You probably won't like his list. He put 1 is Bloodborne, 2 is Dark Souls 1, 3 is Demon Souls, 4 is Sekiro. I'll take out Sekiro.
I like
5
the
Dark
Sekiro
Souls
part.
3, 6 Elden Ring, and 7 Dark Souls.
He put Bloodborne 1. Listen, this is the reality.
Dude, he loves Bloodborne. He's like, I want a port on PC. I want Bloodborne 2. Like that's
everybody
like most anticipated.
I love Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne has the best atmosphere. I think it has some of the best level design. You look at Bloodborne, you think gothic and like vampires and shit like that, but it's complete opposite. It's gothic and fucking aliens. You know, when you really get down to it, it's not what you thought it was.
Things and all that.
The thing is, for a lot of people, these are the facts, and it's not a big deal. Bloodborne's their first Souls experience, and Elden Ring's their second.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So there you go. Elden Ring. What a game, man! What a game. Let me move this over.
So fun.
Let me move this over to a game that we I know Hunter really wanted to
I'll be
talk
right back.
about. All right. I know Hunter really wanted to talk about. Red Hood wanted to talk about. I was gonna get my good friend DeathSinger for it, but I forgot to hit him up for it. But it's perfectly fine. We talk about it off air. Hogwarts Legacy was finally shown at a state of play for the PlayStation, and I wanted to get everybody's take on the game. Now, Hogwarts, again, Harry Potter, so much stuff you can do with Harry Potter if done right, especially with it being an open world type of game. Diagon Alley, which they did talk about in the game. You have the Forbidden Forest, you have the underwater section, which
Hogsmeade.
Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
You have the Chamber of Secrets, and the fact that they pretty much confirmed that this game is before Grindelwald, and it's before Voldemort and everybody, and we pretty much saw Avada Kedavra in the game, so we know you can pretty much, we've seen Killing Curse. We know that you can pretty much go and become a dark wizard. Kind of makes me wonder. Can you, are they going to have the Elder Wand in this, and maybe the character you're playing as is somebody who held the wand at a point in the lore, and that's probably what they're hiding in terms of a secret. So let me go with you guys. Let me start with you, Reddit. What's your
Elder Wand, I would have to go back into reading Harry Potter because the Elder Wand was before Grindelwald, right?
Yeah,
like I'm trying to remember.
It was it's way before. It's
I would assume it's before also the 1800s, which were in that time period. But it might show up. Maybe you can collect that wand via the dungeon, just like the Killing Curse. I'm hoping that Killing Curse could have repercussions as you as a student. That would be pretty nice to see.
I mean,
but overall, I will say I was super shocked when I was watching that state of play because, listen, Harry Potter games before have not been that great. I think the only game I liked was on the Game Boy. It was Chamber of Secrets or something like that, and it was a turn-based game. And I really liked that aspect.
I like the Half-Blood Prince one that came out for PS3.
You did?
I think it was PS3. I actually like that one.
I think the last one I played was Prisoner of Azkaban on PS2, and then I think I was done. I was done after that. But this is everything you want in a Harry Potter game. You get to have your own school, like Gryffindor, Ravenclaw, Slytherin, or Hufflepuff. I'm going Gryffindor or Slytherin.
I'm probably gonna go
Hufflepuff, get out of here. I don't care for Hufflepuff. People want to pick Hufflepuff, get out of here. But in reality... I don't know. I don't know if it's choosing or it's based on your personality. I don't know. Maybe you'll do a questionnaire thing. I have no idea.
That would be cool.
Right? So I was like,
that'd be cool.
I guess you could just reset the game if you get the one that you don't want.
Yeah, that too. But that'd be cool though. Like if they ask you, I guess they'll ask you what are your hobbies, your personality, and you pick a bunch of dark shit. It's like, oh, you're a Slytherin.
Something like that.
Or you pick.
Like, are you a narcissist? Oh, you are a Slytherin.
Okay, Slytherin. If you're a heroic guy, you're a caring guy. Gryffindor. Nah, you know what?
Gryffindor.
Nah,
but and seeing how big the open world is as well as Hogwarts itself, and it's crazy. And then the monsters take inspiration, of course, from Fantastic Beasts and all that. And seeing have a broomstick, maybe Quidditch. They just showed a little bit of Quidditch.
They showed one character on the broom, and I was like,
yeah. So I'm hoping there is Quidditch game, man. I really hope so. But customizing your own place to brew potions and all that, and having all these classes you're taking, a lot of people feel like it gives you bully vibes and all that. And I'm just this to me, I think I'm way more interested in this WB game for Avalanche Studios for Harry Potter than I am Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights can get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm
kind of
100% copying
I don't think anybody's really
Hogwarts Legacy because dude, it's just a lot of thought went into it and a lot of care went into the game, and I am just shocked by how much was put into the game.
I mean, granted, obviously, again, we're not going to have the Nimbus 2000 or the 2001 or the Firebolt, which I really wanted to fucking use was the Firebolt. We're not going to have that in this game, but again, there's a lot of leverage they got. They can do Quidditch. They can do that. You know, they said you can get your wand from over there at Diagonalis. So that means you probably you're running to, I forgot his name, but he's the guy who's in charge of the wands over there. He's like immortal. He knows all the wands. You know what I'm talking about? The older guy.
Yeah, I don't know if he was immortal though. Maybe he was.
He doesn't die. He's immortal guy.
Misremembering. Yeah. So, but a lot of stuff went into it, and I'm just like shocked by that. And the combat looked cool to me and stuff. So, I just can't wait, and hopefully it doesn't get delayed. That's the only worry I have is it gets delayed, which is good. If it needs to get delayed, it needs to get delayed. But hopefully it comes out during that holiday time frame.
All right, Hunter, you got anything you want to add about Hogwarts Legacy? Did you like it?
You know what? I don't have a whole lot to add because my view is pretty much the same as Red. Like I was just blown away by what I saw. It kind of reminds me of like some of my favorite games all mashed together. Like it kind of reminded me of Persona, Persona 5, where it's like you spend half your time just being a student and going to class and doing like that. I was like, dude, like this was way more than what I had anticipated. I thought it was just going to be like another classic, game or like action game where it's like, I just go out and cast spells and fight enemies and stuff like that. I didn't realize that I could spend half my time just learning magic, and that they showed there was like, I guess you can like build your own house too. So there's kind of like a building sequence to it as well. Quidditch probably is in it, like you said. Like there's just so much, man. I can't wait to really dive into it. The one thing that I will say too, just that, and I'm still trying to like wrap my head around it, is I'm still amazed and impressed that Sony is so behind this game. And it's like this was like something that was going around Twitter too, where it's like this is the first like major third-party game, like a multi-platform third-party game that got its own dedicated state of play. And it's like, yeah, it is actually really weird, because the thing is too is like you games like some kind of right, and I didn't see anything. It wasn't like get it on PlayStation 1 week early, or like get free DLC, or like expansion packs come 30 days early on PlayStation. So it really just seems like a full-on third-party release and Sony just wants everyone to just equate, okay, Hogwarts, 20 million views on YouTube for the initial trailer, right?
Do you think this game? I don't know when they said it's launching, but I'm guessing
holiday.
This holiday,
this year.
yeah.
This holiday.
Yeah.
When does the new Harry Potter movie drop? The new.
I thought it was in April, right?
It's spring. Yeah. It's
spring?
like next month.
Okay.
Yeah, it's soon.
Dude,
when I went to see Spider-Man, there's a trailer for it. Just I can't remember the date, but yeah, April.
I think it's in April something. Yeah.
I thought they would kind of cut it close with the movie, launch it. I guess not.
Well, I think they wanted to. It got delayed, right?
Yeah. Internally, I think it got delayed. I don't think there was internally there was a date set, and then they delayed it, but I don't think we knew what the date was.
Yeah.
All right. Blaze, you care about the Hogwarts state of play? Hogwarts Legacy?
Again, people, like, this might be the bad thing to say. I'm gonna look like the bad guy, but there was a certain point in my life where my balls dropped and I became a man, and I stopped watching things like Harry Potter and playing them. No, honestly, I thought, when you say Persona, that scares me, because I can't stand Persona.
So good.
Listen, I played Golden. It was cool for the Vita. I put 20 hours in. Look. I wish it was just more like, you create. I understand it's Hogwarts. It's basically telling you, it's the school. I get it. You're learning and stuff and talk. But I just wanted to be,
You want to be like Bully?
No, I just wanted to be like, you make your
like Bully.
You make your wizard and you go out and fight. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like
you do get to make your own wizard.
Your own character, and
but I gotta sit at school and listen to and make friends and shit. Like, come on, man.
I mean,
that's true.
Just on that point, though, I mean, I don't think we really know whether or not you have to do all these things. Like, is it if you want to just have like pure action? I wonder if you could just go out and just do the action stuff, like,
and just skip class.
Well, yeah, like, are you forced to spend 1 year in class, right? Or can you skip half that stuff? I don't know.
I mean, you might be able to drop out and just go full badass like a damn.
I don't want to sound like the dude, bro. I'm just saying I'm not trying to like. I'm not that invested into Harry Potter. As a kid, yeah, I read the books and you watch the movies. My kids love the movies, So I'm not against Harry Potter. I got nothing against it. I watch the movies and all that. It's just I don't know if I'm invested enough to keep my attention as I'm talking, making conversation, making friends, and learn. But the combat looked cool. The atmosphere looked cool.
Yeah, I mean, you might like it when you get it for your son. You might, low key. You might try it. You might.
I'll say that one shot though, when you fly in the Griffin and you see the dragon coming towards, I thought that was kind of hype.
So,
yeah. The other thing too that it's just a general comment. We were talking about how awesome the spells are in Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
Like how especially visually how awesome they are. That was the one thing because I was just playing Elden Ring like before the state of play and then I watched it and I was like, oh dude, like these like special effects in Harry Potter are way less. Like go have a look at it, compare like the best Harry Potter spells that you saw in that trailer compared to Elden Ring, and I was like, oh dude, this is like a major step down graphically. Like these spells gotta like
who's that?
They gotta like amp up the visuals on these things, man. I'm just kidding, man. I'm spoiled because Elden Ring is just so awesome.
To me, like the visual effects. I was gonna say the visual effects just remind me mostly of the movie. Like that's how I felt when I saw it. Like they very much, I felt like we're going for the art style when it comes to spell from the movies.
For sure, it's totally authentic.
Can we talk about the real important news?
What's up?
Oh man,
which one's
The Witcher 3? I mean, The Witcher 3.
The Witcher.
The Witcher coming back.
Dude, Witcher after the dumpster fire.
Hey!
We really
listen, man. Witcher 3 was a good game.
No, somebody.
I'm sorry, dude.
Bro,
I'm Witcher 3. I love
Big
Witcher
Cloud,
3.
you haven't played The Witcher 3.
I haven't, but I'm not gonna overhype anything from CD Projekt Red. Today's show.
Listen. I think I will say I think the executives learned their lesson, Big Cloud. Hopefully, I mean they could not learn their lesson and they just rushed the game out. But no, dude.
I respect what you said, but actions speak louder than words.
I don't disagree. All
Big
I can say is I'm
they
hyped for
fucked
it.
up.
Okay.
They know they fucked up. That's the only negative thing you can associate anything with CG Projekt Red. They're a fan favorite. They're for the people. They always produced good quality shit. They're still considered an indie title. I'm not white knight for them. I'm just telling you. If you look at a game like Witcher 3 and compare it to Grand Theft Auto, let's just say, or Red Dead Redemption, and you look at the budget, okay, and the resources and the development team and all that shit, and you see what The Witcher 3 turned out and the visuals it turned out and all the quest lines and so many different faces and unique characters and weapons and just... Yeah, bro, you'll lose your mind, bro. The Witcher is going to Unreal Engine 5, and at first I'm like, man, I like dedicated engines.
Yeah.
I like when developers have their own dedicated engine because it's mysterious. You don't know what you can get out of it. What can they actually do with it? But for CD Projekt Red, they learned a valuable lesson when they were in trouble and they needed help patching shit and they needed resources to bring new people in and say, hey, fix this shit. And they're like, well, I don't know what I don't know what the fucking Witcher engine, I don't know how to utilize this engine. But when they move to Unreal Engine 5, everybody will be familiar with it because it's going to be one of them staple engines that, you tool around with and understand. So I think it's a great move on them.
Okay.
Yeah, the only complaint I would say is like Red Engine gave some good looking games like from Cyberpunk to The Witcher 3, and I don't know if Unreal Engine 5 will come to that. Because tech demos are demos at the end of the day. You're not going to meet that showing where they show off those graphics or effects. But like Unreal Engine, I'll say, is probably more easier to develop than like the Red Engine. But like I said, probably create your own Witcher. It could definitely take place in the past. And yeah, and
create
it's
your own Witcher.
Links. It's the Link School.
That'd be cool. Create your own Witcher.
But it's gonna be interesting how they tackle that, especially if it's in the past, just because of certain continuity issues.
Maybe it'll tie it into that show.
Laze, are you gonna cut your PS4 Pro? Are you gonna get off my fucking sack for a second, bro? With these fucking questions, I told you I'll cut it.
It's not ever gonna get cut. Stop it.
Big Cloud. You know what's gonna get cut?
You gonna cut me?
Yo.
You gonna cut
Here we
me?
go.
Snip, snip, snip. You're done. That's
All
it.
right, sure. All right, you going too much. I'm done.
Damn.
I don't need you now. I got all the power. I got Hunter. I got maximum power, bro. Crisis shit, man.
No, man.
That's it. I used you to get close to Hunter. That's it. That was all our. That was the whole game. I see.
Let me go ahead and shred that contract.
Oh no, don't shred
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I'll burn that.
Hey, that IGN shit finally came out for you, bro.
Yeah, no, tell me
that was awesome. Like I was wondering because you put all that time in. I'm like, yo, when are they gonna like showcase this shit? You know,
looked awesome, man. Looked the actual
you must have felt so good. Like finally, bro. That's awesome. That was so cool to see. Like
when I saw it, my name, everything on, I was like, oh shit, here it is, it's up. Because I think I told you it was greenlit. Had the greenlit for everything. I was just waiting for it to go up on the channel, and I think I told you it's been a super busy like months in general because we had Dying Light 2, Elden Ring, obviously we got Gran Turismo, we had Horizon. So I was like, at that point I was like, I don't see this game going up anytime soon because of that, and plus there was a lot of bad publicity with GTA San Andreas because of the glitches in the state, but hey, when it was up there, I was like, hey, it's up there, I'm just like, yeah.
Who's beat Horizon Forbidden West? Raise your hand.
Wow, don't all stand up at once.
Damn, Elden Ring. God.
At once.
That's crazy, bro.
You beat it.
I really do want to play it though.
Wait, did you beat it? You beat it?
What?
You beat Horizon?
Horizon? Yeah. No, I haven't yet.
Oh my god.
No, dude, I'm diving.
Oh, he got Elden Ring early. Why would he?
But yeah, I was and Ghostwire. Like I was trying to beat that as quick as I can too. So I'm like just hopping games so fast. And I'm trying like this weekend. Like Ghostwire is like in the bag, and I'm moving on after that.
I'm surprised you're playing Ghostwire, to be honest with you. Like I can't.
Dude, I love Ghostwire, dude.
But I can't do that. I can't do that.
Really?
Dude, it's like
that. I just can't do it.
It's like Far Cry meets Yakuza. It's I love Yakuza games, man. I have to admit though, like this is the thing, man. I love Japan, dude. As you guys know, I visit Japan almost every year. I spent months in Japan. Like it's like I just love being in that environment, and like they nailed Shibuya in that game. Like it is exactly like being in Shibuya with like the lights, the tall skyscrapers, the radio voices that you hear, the shop, all this stuff. Like, dude, it's not like incredible. I'm not going to give it like 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10 or whatever, right? It's not like incredible, but it's certainly fun.
Yeah, you gave it a shot and you enjoyed it. I mean, I just had we said it earlier, like I just had like a distinctive vision for that game, especially with Nakamura. I thought it was going to be so much more different. I was thinking Dead Space with the powers. You know what I mean? Like super dark, gritty, guts everywhere, kind of like on the level of The Evil Within, and you just have powers, and that will break kind of like the tension, so to speak. But I mean, I
don't like the enemy types that like these headless, bright. I just expected a darker. Like but Hunter, it's not.
Well, combat's
it's not for me.
Best, yeah.
But if Hunter,
like the worst
what would you do, Hunter? If they come out, the developer says, "Hey, we can make a Ghostwire 2, or we can make Evil Within 3." I feel like it would be a no contest for a lot of people.
For sure. Like I would have rather had the Evil Within 3, and this apparently was the Evil Within 3, but then it got switched over to this, right? So.
Oh really?
It's like yeah, dude. It started out as the Evil Within 3, and they switched it over. Ghostwire is just such a like. I think maybe I'm just in a unique spot because I like being present in Japan. So it's like the story is like decent. It's all right. I'm kind of invested into it, but I'm not. It's not like amazing. The combat, no, it's not that good. But just like the environments and just exploring the city, I just have a lot of fun with that, right? So. It really is technically a collectathon game. Like it's a traditional like Ubisoft collectathon, but what I like about this is that it's like the map is not massive. It's big, but it's not massive. It's just like a really condensed collectathon, which I like. There's hidden stuff everywhere, and there's like tons of verticality, right? You can travel the city streets, and then you can go up to the roofs, and there's like all kinds of stuff up there as well, right?
And the sewers. I seen this guy Broken Games HDR. He's an upcoming YouTuber, small channel. Yeah. But he said it was like he compared it to BioShock and I forgot what the other game he was compared. BioShock and
BioShock's way better.
Yeah, but how you can shoot like lightning and shit and throw fire, in BioShock.
Still want the projectiles,
I don't know.
Shooting projectiles.
Yeah, true. It's elemental powers
But I knew it wasn't going to score high. But 75, it's not bad. I guess it's not bad.
Yeah. I think that I actually like the enemy designs in the game, but the enemy attack patterns are all like relatively the same, and like combat needs like a complete overhaul for sure. But if they could do that, if they could completely overhaul it and make it fun to shoot people, then I'd welcome a sequel. I think there's definitely potential there.
Any Tinas, anybody?
Nope.
Well, that's the next thing. Yeah.
Shout out to Rachel. She
Jeez.
In that game. Shout out to Rachel. But I ain't not really a Borderlands guy.
But one thing I will say too is like
I don't
know if you guys have played. Who's played Ghostwire? It's Blaze. You played it. The thing that I actually really like about the game though is the DualSense integration. DualSense
so they take full advantage, triggers, everything.
Absolutely, man, off the charts, man. It's like it's not as good as Returnal, but it's pretty close. Okay. You feel like, man, like yeah.
Yo, Hunter, little by little, that DualSense controller, people like I got buddies out there. I'm not gonna say their name, Rev. They were hating on the controller and the features, and now all of a sudden, Gran Turismo Sport. Returnal. You just go. There was another one. There was another recent game that did it well. Fuck, I can't think of it. Horizon.
Horizon. Yeah.
So, like, dude, little by little, that's becoming like a mainstay. Like, when they implement, especially first-party games, man, they're really going all in with this shit, and it feels great.
Yeah.
You know what it was though, Bliss? Remember how like in Demon Souls with the bow and arrows, they did it, but they kind of didn't do it. You know what I mean? Not on the level of like Horizon with the tension when you pull them back on the bow type of thing.
They did a good enough job in Demon Souls.
It was good enough, but it wasn't like as detailed. You know what I mean? Where you can actually feel
but when you
tension.
hit an enemy in Demon Souls, you felt that just that chung. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's a.
Dude, you can pet the dogs. You can pet the cats. You guys done that? There's like 100 dogs in the game. I pet every single one. Like,
oh god.
I want to play. You get a trophy for petting the dogs, dude. But when you pet the dogs in Ghostwire, they actually tell you stuff. You pet them, and they're like, "Oh, dude, I think there's like a secret over there. Go check it out." You check out the alleyway, and there's like a collectible down there. So, dogs, man, love the dogs.
Let me switch the spotlight over to Blaze. He summarized what I was getting ready to say, and it was on Twitter involving this studio and this game. But listen to this: Rockstar Games, man, introduces their new membership program exclusive for the PS5 and Series X for GTA Online.
It's called GTA Plus. And it's like an additional service, right? Yeah. And it's just like, what? How far? I don't want to say the mighty has fallen, but their priorities have fallen. Okay, because they just made Red Dead 2. Let's not act like they don't know how to make a good game. I'm just telling you, their priorities
are in the wrong
is
place.
Completely all over the place. They got existing franchises that they're neglecting and they just ignore. They got Grand Theft Auto. That's a goddamn PS3 game that they keep porting over and whatever. They want to port it over, but you better have your other shit intact. And I'm not saying like I know what's going on at Rockstar, because I fucking don't. So, yeah, they could be working on the next Grand Theft Auto. They could be working on a Max Payne 4, highly doubt it. But there's just games that they got, and they're so talented. It's just like, dude, stop wasting your time with this shit, bro. I don't care about, I know I'm in a minority. A lot of people love GTA Online, but, dude, give it a break. How much, like, they've satisfied them. Like they've added everything in that game. There's nothing you can't buy or do. Like let's move on, man. Let's see what this new engine's hitting for. Let's see what you got. Like I don't know, man.
Getting the new GTA, like I'm curious. Anybody on the panel buying GTA 5 again for the console?
Is it?
I have it. It was $10.
Oh, you got
Isn't it free upgrade?
I don't know. I felt like I paid $10. I felt like
it's 10. I think it's $10 to upgrade.
I think the GTA Online is free. GTA Online is free. The campaign is $10.
Okay, maybe I downloaded. I thought I downloaded the actual campaign. Okay, I'm gonna check. Because I went to the PS store and it just said download, so I was like, okay, free upgrade, like that's great. Okay, okay, maybe I downloaded GTA Online, but anyways, I downloaded it. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna dive in and check it out, but I haven't yet.
Wow, this is the
still got like Horizon.
What is that? Is that Spark? What is this?
Mountain Dew Spark. I don't know. It should taste like.
Well, hit different. Hit different.
Yeah, it's good. I don't even drink soda like that, but I was at this like mom and pop's game store. Bro, they had an inbox Dreamcast, they had an inbox Game Boy, they had a lot of Vita games they're selling these certain Vita games that I own, and they're used for like $50. I'm like thinking about just making some big money, but man, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna pay for itself down the road.
Yeah, but yeah, GTA Plus is just like, again, here's another company that these companies just assume that we're gonna shuffle in the money and accept it. Like, again, how many companies monthly are deducting money from your goddamn account? Just on the top of your head, Netflix, the Hulus, the ESPN Pluses, the Paramount Pluses, the fucking the HBOs, the PlayStation Plus, the Xbox Game Pass, the Xbox Gold, the Xbox Game Ultimate. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Like, yo, enough's enough with this shit, bro. Everything's a subscription.
Yeah.
Just imagine what they would have done if that online actually went through for Red Dead 2 with the gold.
Oh, and not to mention, Big Cloud, your monthly bills that don't stop coming. Yep. Your car payments, your heats, your waters, your cables, your internets, like, give it a fucking break, people. Unless it's something new and innovative, I don't want to even sign up anymore. Unless it's something that I absolutely can't wait.
Ubisoft Plus, you got
Ubisoft Plus, EA. I mean, keep going. I mean, like, you can just go down the line. It's just ridiculous.
The one that we're getting ready to talk about.
Spartacus, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I don't mind like the basic stuff like PS Plus and Live Gold and stuff like that. Like, I mean, sure, it'd be great. It was great when Sony gave their online for free back in the PS3 era. But that's my limit, man. I subscribe to Nintendo Online, PlayStation Plus, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and like that's it, man.
Shit, I guess I'll just. Shout out to Bloomberg. Let's go ahead, put it on out there. I know a lot of you guys go, when are they gonna talk about this? So, courtesy of Bloomberg, man. Turns out we're going to be getting the big announcement for Spartacus next week. Turns out
I take everything back. See, now if PlayStation drops that, I'm signing up ASAP, and I take everything back about what I just said about that.
This is crazy.
So, for the new service?
Go ahead.
Wouldn't it depend on what it is, though? Because like, if it's just the amalgamation of PS Plus and Now, then why don't you subscribe to Now?
This is what they said, courtesy of Jason Schroeder. Yeah. He says, this new service expected in spring will likely retain the PlayStation Plus branding. Don't expect Sony to include its big new games day one on it like Game Pass, he says. But the expectation is a stronger offering than what we're currently getting, obviously, with PlayStation Now. So... yeah. From what we read about this, right, you're going to get PlayStation Now and Plus together type of thing if you buy this, and you'll have the games on it in the higher tiers. Plus, we saw something about legacy titles, like legacy systems on the highest one. I don't think there's much confirmation on that one. What's up?
I think there was playable demos as well.
Yeah,
right?
I don't think there was much confirmation on how they made the legacy stuff work in the higher tiers. I don't know if it's going to be streaming based or they found a way to where you can legit download and play these games. I'm guessing they were working on that, but either way,
I don't think so, man. Listen. I hope I'm fucking wrong, dude, but I doubt we'll be able to download PS3 games and play them and get any type of enhancement. It's not happening. I don't think they care enough. I don't think there's enough rah-rah out there for them to even go, but they should do it. I think Jack Move asked a good question. What do you do if you just bought a year of PlayStation Plus?
It carries over, Jack Move. All that
you get grandfathered in? Like, we don't know that, though.
Well,
we don't know that.
We know it's in a certain tier, right? That tier that you subscribe to will go back over, obviously, into this. It's going to merge in, but I'm guessing they're just going to ask for additional.
Yeah. I don't think that he's going to be grandfathered in. If you look at what Crunchyroll and Funimation's doing, Funimation's going to cease to exist in terms of the streaming service. They're not getting grandfathered into Crunchyroll because Sony owns both. They literally said cancel Funimation and then sign up for Crunchyroll.
I don't know.
You know what's crazy about a stronger offering? No joke. PlayStation Plus has been fucking outstanding in terms of value in games you're getting, dude. Like, they really, really have. Like, PS Plus, now, every game might not be for you, but when you look at the game, they're big games, they're well-known games, they're PS5 games, they're VR games, the value in PS Plus is there, people. Yeah. It really is. Like, if especially if you have patience and you don't run out and buy everything, the value's there, bro.
Yeah, I just think, I don't know, man. With the way things are going with day and date and stuff like that for a lot of other companies and you know, them seeing it and people getting kind of used to it, it's hard to tell how long they're going to maintain or keep the traditional way before they start, you know, delving into that. Like, I don't know.
For sure.
It's up in the air.
It's probably going to eventually happen. Same thing with Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Like Game Pass didn't launch with day and date.
Yeah.
It was like I think 15 months or something after it launched. They announced day and date. So Sony just needs time, and the other thing too is like Sony knows the value. Like this is the thing too when I was thinking about like the between Spartacus and Game Pass, and like honestly, it's no secret that Microsoft is behind when it comes to PlayStation. PlayStation is so far ahead; they're like double revenue, right? So Microsoft needs to do stuff like this. Like Microsoft needs to buy Bethesda. They need to buy Activision. They need to put day and date. Sony is making top tier AAA games. Almost every game that they release now seems to break the record of the previous one, right? Like we all last gen, you heard like, oh, like this game sold 10 million, God of War is 10 million, then it's 15 million, Horizon's 10 million. Like they're like every game is breaking their previous record.
And there were new IPs, Hunter, right?
New IPs, right? Like this is the thing. Like Sony is like Nintendo in a sense. They're kind of like the hybrid of and Xbox, kind of like the middle ground. But they're like Nintendo in the sense that they know the value of their games, just like Nintendo knows the value of their games. And they're going to release a Kirby game. You know you're going to spend $60 to buy this game. Same thing with stuff like God of War, right? Sony knows that we're all going to spend $70 for God of War Ragnarok.
No problem.
Who's going to want to wait, right?
Nobody.
Some people will, but not many. The PlayStation hardcore will. So yeah, like dude, they know the value. So why would they put that in their service?
Why would they give a day and date? Why would they, exactly, honey? Like for what? Why give a day and date for what? When people are gonna go out and spend it and buy it anyway, and it's gonna sell like hotcakes. Exactly. And then if you see these Xbox guys that are on Game Pass, that are putting their game, like yeah, okay, Blaze, you're getting paid by Microsoft. These developers want their fucking game being sold. They want you to buy their game. They don't want you to rent their game. These developers want you to spend your money and buy their game. They want the profit back, especially in a digital sale. Okay? Yeah. Like, that's pure profit. They want you guys to buy that shit. They don't want you to rent it. You can ask any developer. I don't care what Microsoft is telling you and what kind of check they're giving them. They want real sales, bro.
Dude, and the thing is too is like, this is just my sense. I could probably ask developers to verify it, but like the general sense that I get is that when the developers know that their game is going to be sold at retail for $60 or $70, there's pressure and there's like desire to make it as best as it can be, right? Like that's why we have such high quality, right? If you look at like, you know, I've subscribed to Xbox Game Pass and I love it, but like they drop stuff Grounded, like and there what was that? There was like fighting game with that Ninja Theory, like back in 2020 that was like instantly died, right? Like instantly they put it on there and it died. Look at even like Halo Infinite, you know what I mean? Like Halo Infinite, I liked it. I know Blaze, you liked it, but like honestly, that game needed another 6 months in the oven, right? But I think the fact that they're like, oh, dude, like everyone's just gonna play it on Game Pass anyways. Like, there's kind of like this mentality where it's like you could not put your best effort forward and then just sort of iterate as you go. Because service, right? People are gonna be subscribing for years to come, right? Versus the package game where it's like, dude, like when this $70 game comes out, this is our one chance. If we F it up, people are not going to want to play this game. No one's going to buy this game. Like we've got to meet that quality bar, right? So as much as it sucks, and I know people will be like, oh man, I wish everything was this, it'd be so much better for my wallet, my money. I think quality is going to be better because we're still getting the $70 games.
Yeah.
Right. So not only the quality, they're making all the money back revenue. Not only that, when a game's in Game Pass, Hunter, look, I feel like there's more pressure when a game's out on Game Pass or it's gonna launch on Game Pass, because I feel like Game Pass has got to stay refreshing. It's got to have new shit, new content constantly to keep it. For you to be like, you know what, this is worth it. We're getting new games, big games, indie games. So, like, I bet there's obviously quotes that Xbox is saying, hey, so is this game going to be ready? Yeah, you can launch it on Game Pass. Yep, they send the check, but, some of these games might be rushed, just like even Halo Infinite was rushed. Like, think about it. If it wasn't on Game Pass, would they be so pressed to push it out? If Game Pass was stagnant and there was nothing there, like, I just feel like it rushes these games out. Like, look at the Xbox games that are released. Other than the Forza Horizon, you know why that was a good game? Because it was just like the last two. That's why it was good. It really was. Like, that's not a shot at Forza.
With the menu being the same and all.
The menus, the fonts, everything's the same. It's just a different environment. And that's not a shot at it because the other Forzas were incredible. But let's be real to the game, man. Like, like I feel like Game Pass. It's just,
You felt like
it has a spot
to make the list. Okay.
I don't know.
Good point. Got two more.
I do. One thing that I will add though is I do think that Sony will probably bring their AAA games into Spartacus at some point, probably
Agreed.
faster than what they're doing now with PS Now. Right, like I think this is really what I think Sony is probably thinking, and probably something along like you have your $70 release, which is like your theatrical, right? It's your premium quality experience, $70. You get in, you can wait 9 months or 12 months, and then it might land in Spartacus, right? That's kind of like your like cable subscription or whatever, your Netflix, right? Kind of like your tier 2, and then I think probably like maybe aligned with Spartacus, probably even a little bit after. That's when it's the PC release, right? And
why is GT rushed? Somebody said GT was a rush game. How GT is literally jam packed to the brim with content and shit for you to do. How is it? Yeah, how is that a rushed game? What are you guys talking about? I don't get it. And by the way, the dudes that were make all these Xbox guys that were poking at look at all the microtransactions, bro. You know what I just seen today?
Ooh,
you know how much in Flight Simulator they're selling us individual airplane, a fake imaginary jet, just like a fake imaginary car. $50 for a fucking airplane. $50 for one airplane, people.
Yeah. I don't know if this is
I don't
true,
want to hear shit about Gran Turismo. I don't.
I just read that I just read this in an article that Halo Infinite colors for $8. I guess it's like, I don't know, you can get your suit in like blue. You can change it to purple for $8.
You know what's funny? That reminds me of Evolve. Remember how they were charging you like $7 for blue?
Yeah.
It's Evolve.
Bro, the point is, all companies do it. You're not going to sit here and poke at Gran Turismo when every fucking company does it. How about when I bought Forza? I bought Forza Motorsport, the Ultimate Edition, right? But when the new car pack came out, I had to still purchase it, just like Gears of War. I had the Ultimate Edition of Gears of War 5, but I couldn't play the DLC. I had to purchase it It's like, what? What's the point of buying the Ultimate Edition if you're not gonna get the initial content that releases after? What's the point?
I just like, man, the thing is with all this like talk about microtransactions, I always just feel like, dude, like just play and enjoy the damn games. Like, holy shit, like you said, every game has it, man. I still play Apex, and like I know there's the shop tab that's charging me $15 for random crap. I just ignore that stuff, man. Yeah. I just ignore. My son's playing Fall Guys. I'm playing Fall Guys every. They got a store for that. I ignore that.
You guys are still playing that.
Ubisoft, it's my son, man. He loves it's cartoony. Like the Ubisoft games, like Assassin's Creed. All those games have like XP boosters and stuff like that. Just ignore that stuff, man. I don't like. I know it's there. I don't. If I don't like the game, I just don't play the game. You know what I mean? Like that's just it. Like I have to like just intrinsically like playing the game. That to me is like the motivation. It's like I don't play these games to collect every damn color and every suit variation and all this stuff, right? Like I don't know. It's just like a person thing, man.
Yeah, let it be known. Always
are like training gaming. People to like, man. Oh, dude, you got that suit in blue. Oh, jeez, man, you're like you're behind the times, dude.
Like $20, dude. If I remember correctly.
It was more than 20 because I bought it. That dude said Xbox guys had to pay for Fortnite. What does he mean by that? Because people want to, point the finger. Sony's anti-consumer. Xbox was the only fucking company out there. Not iOS, not Android, not Nintendo, not PlayStation. They were the only company out there saying Fortnite's a free game, but you still got to give us $10 a month if you want to play online. And they did that as well for Netflix, and we know the story. I'm not going to bring, but let's not. People are quick to forget, and then they like, oh that's not cool. That's anti-consumer. Like, bro, these companies do this shit all the time. It's whether you want to fucking remember it and pay attention or not. That's it. They all do it.
You know how dudes got selective memory when it's narrative type of film. No, this
dude. Even Sony does it with like almost all their games have different versions, right? You got the regular edition. You've got the premium edition that comes with like extra suits of armor or whatever, right?
The digital art book. And
they don't do like they don't cram microtransactions in most of their games, but they do like they're like microtransactions. Like you're gonna spend $70 for the basic, or are you gonna spend $10 and get the digital soundtrack and digital art book and like 2 extra outfits or whatever, right?
Yeah, I never understood it.
It's the same stuff, man. It's
listen, just I don't got no problem. If you want to buy a digital, if you want to buy the premium edition, you know what I like? Even though it's grimy shit, when a developer says, hey, buy this edition, you can play the game 4 days early, I'm all about that, bro. Look at, and it's the worst. It's the worst. It's the worst practice in the fucking world, but I'm with playing games early. Like for me, it's worth it to me. I want to get especially if it's a game that I care about. Like if Elden Ring had give me $200 and play it early edition, fucking bro, take my money. If it's a game I care about, everybody does it. Every company, all developers do it.
Hear that from software?
Yeah, right. From Software is the only company. They're the only company. If you go down the line, they don't put any microtransaction. Bro, Hunter, I'm talking about they easily could. For how many unique armors could they create and sell on the fucking? It's ridiculous, bro. And they don't do it. They've never have. They've done DLC, but DLC is DLC.
Yeah. And DLC is totally worth it, man. Like, what if you're gonna buy a From game, you have to see for it because
absolutely
they just make such amazing DLC. But yeah, man.
Imagine
too many people just builds. like I want to actually know these people that are complaining about GT. I want to actually are seriously playing the game, like because you know half
they're
of them
not. They're not.
90% of them are probably just like they don't even own the game, or they like just put in like they put in
they're just looking
hours.
and retweeting shit. They're not these dudes. Look at listen. These dudes are on Twitter all fucking 24/7 on Twitter. Yeah. You're not playing games. Get the fuck off Twitter, bro.
Totally.
About dude who were harassing or talking about Elden Ring so much. Ron said Elden Ring was overrated. From Software is overrated. It's like, No.
Bro, but that's your fucking opinion. That's your opinion. You can say a game's over.
Dudes legit were saying like, "Oh, Bloodborne's better." Oh, what did they say? What did they say? That studio that did Demon Souls remake, Blue Point. They said Blue Point came from Blue Point to make a remake of Elden Ring. I'm like, guys make no goddamn sense. I just.
You guys saw that Polyphony is like redoing everything and like all the microtransactions and the
give me like $1 million in credit or something like that.
Yeah, $1 million free credits, stuff like that. Yeah, so good. I mean, good on them. People,
but you know what, Hunter? It's fucking bullshit, Hunter. Hunter, it's bullshit. No other developer gets pressed to do that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's like we just talked about. 90% of these people invest as much time in the game to justify their anger. Yep. That's it. Sure, there would have been some. There's like some hardcore fans that have put in 80 hours into the game and it gets grindy after the 50th hour or something like that. Sure, yeah, I see that. But again, man, it's just like it's just the trigger. It's the trigger. It's like they saw the headline, GT updated and the reward payouts is less than what it was for the patch. They saw that headline and they're like, keyboard warrior.
Solid Rev beat the game, Big Cloud. Solid Rev beat the game in under 15 hours. He beat the game in under 15 hours, and he didn't even he beat Gran Turismo.
Oh.
He couldn't even find the store. He was never tempted. It's not like Assassin's Creed where people are legit went and bought this booster.
It's right there.
Yeah.
But Rev said he never even found the store, and he was never he never felt like, oh my god, like I need to look at the store, like I'm struggling here, I can't win races. Like, no, it was never that.
So
he beat the game in 15 hours.
Basically, whereas like a recommendation, like, hey, buy this car if you want to win this race, has a high chance of winning. No, see,
that's coming from an Xbox guy too.
There you go.
My friend Matthew on Twitter just tweeted, and I retweeted him. He was like, I think he played like 20 hours or something, or 25 hours, and I have like a garage of like over 60 cars, and like I've got over $1 million in cash in the bank, right? Like it like based on his tweet, his intention was just like, dude, like I put in like a modest amount of hours and I got a whole shit ton of cars and I've got lots of money. Like it wasn't like he was like starving to buy cars, right? Like you sort of suspect from the people that are complaining, right? So, and that's been my experience too. Like, there's so many races where it's like you win a race, you get a car, right? Like, boom, I got a car. I got like 30 cars that way, getting cars, right? So I totally get that. There's like there's that one car you love, right? That's because Sony's trying to match the real world dollar in the game. So I get it, man. If you want that like high end supercar, it's going to cost you a couple $1 million. Like, sure, I get the frustration, but like, just in terms of the general payout, it's pretty good.
Shout out to Carlos. He grind for pretty much all the damn cars in the game and has everything. So,
the thing that I hate too is, man, I just wish Metacritic would just like drop the friggin' user scores, man. It's like. Yeah. You just look. I had like a quick look at the user score for just at it like
fucking lame.
Just to watch the train wreck and see what it was, and like, dude, it's like the whole thing is either 10s and 0. There's like the odd 1 or the odd 2.
Dude,
you look at
there was like 5,000 user vote. I guarantee a majority was Xbox guys, and then it was the entitled PlayStation fans. Like, I seen some dude like, you tell Sony, you tell them, let them know, so they like, bro, you know how you tell Sony don't buy the game. That's how you tell Sony. If you're mad about something, don't buy the game. Like, I don't understand people that are thinking they're forced to buy something.
Yeah. It's like a protest method, right? Right. That's like, this is the thing that I just can't stand with the user scores, because it's like, no matter how bad you think the microtransactions are in that game, there is no chance in hell that GT7 is like a 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
There's
Hunter, is there a $50 car in that game? Is there a $50 car? Is there a $50 car?
$50 car in Gran Turismo?
Like in
terms
of,
no.
No.
Is there a $40 car?
He's talking in terms of
you mean microtransactions?
Yeah, like microtransactions. Yeah.
I haven't done the math.
You know what's so funny? Like, nobody ever said shit about Microsoft Simulator. There are planes for $30, $40, $50. I just seen it. I seen it with my own eyes. It's not a joke. It's all real. $50, $40 for airplanes. Like, so what? Where's the criticism for that? Like, I don't understand it. Where's all the criticism for it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's bullshit.
It's just like tribalism and fanboyism taking over.
I was gonna say that Metacritic should adopt what Rotten Tomatoes does, where you have to have proof of your ticket purchase for watching a movie, or also have it like Steam, because Steam you can't review a game unless you played it. And that's why a lot of people love Steam.
And Steam will actually curate by like the latest reviews too, right?
Yep.
Right. But the easiest way to do that, instead of a ticket and showing that you bought it, is you sign on to Metacritic. And when you want to review a game, you got to sign into either Xbox or PlayStation.
That's true.
And once you sign in, they'll be notified, like, yeah, he does own the game. It's in his library. Then you can make a review. But I guarantee you, 65% of people didn't even own the game. You just sign into your PlayStation account. A lot of websites, you sign onto it, and then they'll bring you to PlayStation.com. You sign into your account to verify. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah.
There's no way, Cynthia. She said there's cars in that game that are $200.
I don't know. I haven't seen none of that.
Holy shit!
Seems high, but
I know there's tickets for games. I know people said that there's like Rev said that which is stupid as hell. He wanted a Pidgeon or something, like a Ferrari. I forgot what car it was, but he couldn't even buy it, even though he had the points to buy it. It wouldn't let him buy it. He had to request a ticket. Yeah, and then they got to approve him to, like, it was just little stupid shit like that. But the point is, the whole point about this conversation, whether it's 500, 200, or 50, the fact of the matter is, both sides do it. Every company does it. The majority of companies. That's all I'm saying. So let's not act like what GT is doing is something new. Okay, like, this shit happens all the time from every side. So, like, that's all I'm saying. Like, let's not act like, oh my god, GT7, like, oh my god, they did something bad. What'd they do?
Damn, 18 million to 20 million credits needed for some cars. Jesus. What's she saying? Okay. Was expecting that. Let me move to the last two topics.
Yeah, but in-game credits is different.
I mean, that translates to $200. What you were saying.
Yeah, but what? Okay, bro, Cynthia, that's completely different, bro. That's completely fucking different. In-game credits, like.
Yeah, but I want to know, like, I'm not considering the dollar amount. I want to know, how long does that take you?
In terms of grinding.
In terms of, well, sure, but I mean, like, can you get 80% of the cars with sort of like minimal to average grinding, and there's like the premium 20% that takes serious grinding? Because maybe, like, if that's the case, I mean, sure, not that it's like the best method. I mean, obviously getting cars faster is better, but I mean, like, maybe that's the whole point, where it's like there's like one or two premium cars that gotta.
Oh, I don't mind about the grinding for points. Like, there's a lot of cars. Like, if it costs, that's what it costs. Like, it's the GT cars are usually priced like they would be in real life. Like that it's kind of like that. But the thing is, Cynthia, I thought, like, you really thought you had something. I'm like, bro, I would have seen something. Somebody would have told me about a $200 car. Like, that's completely different.
But that, like,
Microsoft charging $50 for a plane is real.
Like, my point, though, and I keep on coming back to, like, if you love the game, then you shouldn't mind grinding. Like, it's not like it's like if the reason why you're playing the game is to get that expensive car, maybe you shouldn't be playing this game then. There's probably a better game out there for you, right? The games that I truly love, I just play. Like, I just play because they're just so fun. And it's not like, there's never really been a point where I'm playing I'm only playing this game for like the next 100 hours because I have to grind this stuff out. Oh my god, I gotta get that stuff. I don't care about the game. The game's good, like, that's all right, but I gotta get that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just like, if that's the point, if that's the reason why you're playing, maybe it's not the best game for you then. Maybe there's better games
Hunter,
out there.
That's a great point, Hunter, because look, and about that, look, I got 3 kids, a family, I work 40 plus hours. Okay, so if a developer says, "Hey, you can buy these points," and if you don't got look, I don't give a fuck that they put microtransactions. If you don't look it, I don't understand why people are so asked. Like this shit bothers me. Like truly, why does it affect? How does a microtransaction affect you personally playing the game? How unless they're slowing down your progress like Assassin's Creed. And they're making you go buy these resources because you're not getting them at a rate where you can continue the story. If it's affecting you in that matter, I completely understand. But the majority of microtransactions are there as an option. Okay? If you don't want to grind, if you want to buy something right away with real earned money, that's your fucking decision. But how does it affect your gameplay? How does it affect you? It don't. The only other thing you can say to me, well, Blaze, what about if I'm playing a race online and somebody got a supercar and I don't? Well, first of all, if you go play a game online, you're going to get matched to the same class, okay? So that's thrown out the window as well. They're not going to put a class A versus a class S. Like, they're not doing that. They would never do that.
Totally, dude. Totally the same page with you, man. It's like, again, I just the games as a service games that I play, it's always about pure fun. Like, it's like, I think I told you guys, like, I'm big into Apex Legends, but I didn't actually buy any of the suits until something like Season 4. Like, everyone had all these, like, fancy versions of all the characters, and I'm sitting there playing with the basic one, and then I was like, finally, I plopped down, I think, like, $10, got the Season Pass, and got all this free stuff.
And guess what, Hunter? Guess what? You said Season 4, so you were playing Apex for 4 seasons. Okay?
Yeah.
So if you're that invested in the game, I don't see a problem. If you're invested in the game where you're playing this for years and years, or months and months and months, and you're that invested and you're going to continue playing it, I don't see a problem with giving, especially when it comes to a free-to-play game, which you're playing the game for free. If you want to show a little money and buy something, that's on you. Even if you paid $70 for a game, if you're invested in the game and you're continually playing this game, I don't see the issue. Like, I don't understand why people get mad. Like, people got their own money. Like, well, how are you going to tell somebody what to do with their money? Like, oh, why are you buying chips, man? Chips are way overpriced. Like, what? Like, bro, can you go home? What are you talking about?
It's just like you said, dude. It's an option. I'm never going to get mad about an option. Like, sure. Except, like, what you said with, like, where they purposely nerf the
Star Wars,
but that's so rare.
If
I was to get mad at microtransactions, I'd have to delete 90% of the games on my PlayStation hard drive.
Oof. We going there.
Good show.
You only got two topics left, and these are rapid fire. They're done. I'm gonna have a good laugh with you guys because we kind of briefly touched on it the last time we went live. It's funny, but at the same time, it could happen. I mean, I'm not gonna be that asshole and be like, "Hey, it's not happening," because we don't know. It could very well be happening. So I've been seeing this on Twitter in my absence from YouTube and just the overall scene. PS5 Pro. Now they're talking about Series Elite. These going around. We're about to just go ahead and have fun with this one. And,
Big Cloud.
so the last time we talked about something about this, it was like a secret project or a secret prototypes. I think that's what we talked about that was going around, and I think we all collectively said, "Oh, that's probably for PSVR 2," and then that was pretty much it. But it's still going around now. The PS5 Pro is still going around, and we're more likely going to get one. Now, obviously, with this generation, I do see this generation lasting even longer because of the pandemic and the state of the world. Now, are they going to come out with a Pro unit? It's up in the air. It could happen.
Bro, they're obviously going to come out with a Pro unit. It's happening from now on. They're going to have these increments. But look, can we not talk about a Pro or a Series XX when they can't even availably give you a fucking console right now? Where you can't even go. You go to GameStop. Oh, we got PS5s, but it's a bundle. Well, can you just know this? You gotta buy. Like, bro, until you can walk into a store and availably buy a PS5, I don't want to hear nothing about a Pro until they can actually manufacture enough consoles to fucking supply the demand. Mm-hmm. They shouldn't even be thinking about a shrink down or a Pro, period.
That brings back to that conversation we had before, Blaze. I don't know if you remember. Remember we was talking about revisions of the PS5 where it'd be like the ones without the side plates, where you can't remove the side plates and all that shit. You know what I'm talking about? I would hate to have the conversation where that shit actually is happening, and we get these newer units where like they're smaller and they have different side plates and shit. It's like, dude, no, I don't want to have this.
No, I'm with it. I think the side plates are flawed.
You think so?
You know why?
I'm shocked. What's up?
When it comes to a custom console, I feel like they'll do the bare minimum, and you know, I feel like a custom
just
console
once and then just have like a different controller and that's
No,
it.
I feel like you know, they'll say, hey, you know, you want the custom plates for Horizon Zero Dawn 7, and there'll be just plates that they sell you instead of a full console. Because why would they?
Yeah.
Why would you buy a whole new console for what? For 2 plates?
Yeah.
Unless
they have a sound effects or the
the black piece is not black.
The
like
laser etch.
this,
the light's
I
different
feel like
too.
the console's flawed for custom consoles only. Like when it comes to making something custom, unless they go in and actually paint the middle centerpiece. If they add cool stuff, we're right. So then, therefore, I do want to refresh. Like I want a traditional box, like where they can actually do something interesting with it. I don't know, but you know, I could be totally wrong. Maybe they surprise us and they come out and they put out custom consoles that look awesome, and who knows?
Would you care if it's like laser etched though? Like if it's like really good, even though there's
Hey, Microsoft does that. Microsoft does that.
That's what I'm saying.
We want laser edge type of designs in these consoles. I would be all in.
Because what I think
Microsoft is whooping PlayStation ass when it comes to custom consoles and controllers. Now, there's been some fire PS4
only in
custom
Japan
consoles
though.
and PS3. Yeah, or the 500 million or the the PS1. Like there's been some beautiful, but the majority ones that come out, the Spider-Man, red with a little white logo is I'm just saying,
I guess.
I just think a lot of their good custom consoles are literally from Japan, like Persona, Kingdom Hearts, and all
the
that.
Vita ones were too.
And I was just like, why don't you guys sell that to like the Western audience? Because I would have got a Persona 5 Pro console because they looked actually really, really good. But like the way to think of the PS5 console, like I would assume like take an idea out of Xbox like playbook, and when you turn on the PS5, it makes the sound of like, I don't know, like if you're doing Spider-Man, like maybe like a web, like
Red Hood. Do you know the opportunity PlayStation had when they released their PS1 edition for the PS4?
Mm-hmm.
They had such an opportunity. They nailed it aesthetically, but how about when you turned on the console, it made the PS1 startup sound?
Oh yeah.
Little things like that. Like
they could do something.
The shit that Xbox does, the effort they put into it. Like my Gears of War shit, the Halo Infinite right there. Like
I just can't believe
that
they
shit's
haven't
awesome.
released a DualSense that has the actual colors of the symbol. Like we still have like
what's up with the rainbow symbol? Right, I'm surprised they don't go back to the colorful symbol because of all the the Pro LBG. Like I'm serious. Like I'm surprised they don't use that symbol. I love that. I love that classic symbol. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah, it's like it's so weird because they still use the color, right? When you're playing games online or playing any game and there's a button prompt on the screen, like the triangle will be green, the circle's red. You know what I mean? Like it's just so weird that they just strip the color away. And you've already seen like people have mocked it up, right? I think tampered with their DualSense and replaced the buttons with the color versions. But yeah,
I got my PS5 got the colored logo.
Yeah. Well, just like in general, when it comes to
we just said that.
we were talking about like exactly. Why isn't like the middle PlayStation logo like the classic colored symbol, right? Like
and we're nitpicking, but on some of your custom control, like what they could do. The PS5, they got the Galaxy edition. How about do the classic PlayStation edition, and they have like a PS1 colored controller, a PS2, blue, or they could do shit like that.
Gunmetal Revenge of the
the Metal Gear
version. Do something like that.
Dude, I bought that PlayStation.
That PlayStation. I wanted that one.
Was the gunmetal.
I almost bought it on eBay a week ago. Trust me, I almost did.
That console.
There's a Persona. Hey, Hunter, look up when you leave here. Look up Persona. No, Yakuza PS3, not the Super Slim, just the original one, bro. It's crystal white with
Sauce.
dude. Just look it up. It's probably the best looking PS3 I've ever seen.
See, that's the problem. They need to bring their stuff to the Western audience.
Yakuza PS3. Hold on.
It's a white, not the super slim.
Sony is like so. It's weird because I'm not sure the reason why, except for pandemic. Like, Sony is so far behind this gen when it
Is
comes
it white?
to.
You said? It's called the Ryu.
They're so far behind when it comes to things like the user interface of like, we still haven't got folders. We still there's like what is it? I was just like in a thread the other day.
Themes.
Yeah, themes are still not there, and it's like, dude, what is going on? Where's these custom PS5 consoles? Where's the custom controllers? Where's the themes? Like, all these ways to, like, pimp out your experience, right?
Yeah. That shit looks dope.
Oh man, yeah, I'm looking at it now. That's awesome. Actually, I remember seeing that now. Forgot about it. But yeah, I remember.
The box is just the box, bro. I love a console in box, bro. If somebody's selling the console in box, I usually end up buying. If I see it out, I buy it because it's a rare sight. Like, look how beautiful that setup is.
One of those little clear cases.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome.
See a lot of people doing that lately. They put them in clear cases.
Well, at least we finally got extra colors for dual, and
I'm gonna be honest with you, Hunter.
The side
I'm
panels.
not a fan of the Galaxy line for the controllers. I think I said this before. I'm not a fan of them.
Yeah, I'm not either. I own all of them now. Actually, I take that back. The only one I don't own is the purple one, but it's actually a nice purple. But the blue one, it's really grown on me. Over time, I actually really like it. But
yeah, looks nice, man.
I noticed somebody saying in the chat, I don't want Sony doing nothing like Xbox. Then we're going to have more controllers than games. It's just like, Sony would have a separate team doing that. Like,
listen, coming up with a color is not having games. Like, they can make better colors, better options, put a little effort into it. Like, I understand Xbox got all this extra time. The running joke is they have extra time and extra manpower to make all this shit, but they've always done it.
Yeah,
they've always, even with the 360.
I mean, like, just like what you showed up with Yakuza, like, Sony has a long history of cool designs, right? The Persona console, like, Sony has this long history of doing cool things like this. It's just for PS5.
Yeah,
they haven't. Yeah, give me an awesome, like, Horizon, like, digital or just laser etched, PS5, or what about Returnal? Like, I don't know. There's all kinds of.
Horizon, they could have put like a blue long net, like they could have did like a whole
Miles Morales, like there's
Miles
just
Morales
so much
Mega
with
Jaws
that.
or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
the same color as the Mega Jaws. They did something with God of War. God of War one was fire, I guess, with the PS4. That one was cool. It looked like the axe was on the console.
Yeah,
I got that one. It's okay. It's just, you bought that console and you expect when you heard God of War is getting you expected it to be a red console because every God of War console is usually primarily red. But this is like a whole, it was in different mythology and shit. It was a nice console. It's just.
I will say that the Phantom Pain custom PS4 was another.
That was a good one.
You know, talking about
the Batman one was probably one of the best looking ones, and that was a third party.
That was cool.
That Batman PS4 was beautiful. But yeah.
Shot the Muck 40. Shot the Muck. Appreciate the 5. Says we don't need nothing custom. Then Sony gonna be like Xbox now, more controllers and games, and give more controllers.
I disagree. Because it's like you're not having development studios making controllers. They're gonna be making the game still.
I get what he's saying. He doesn't want the focus to shift, but I don't think
the focus wouldn't even shift though. That's the thing.
Yeah, people just say that for Xbox to troll them because they've released they've released a bunch of duds, right? Like that's just it. They release some duds and it's like, oh, they got more controllers.
But like the Sonic controller, like I thought that looked awful with the fur and everything coming out of the controller. I was just like, that doesn't like feel like but comfortable.
It's exactly like what you said, Red. Like Sony would never, ever sacrifice developers or development time or resources into custom controllers and custom panels for PS5. Like it would all be done by a completely separate team that doesn't take anything away from the game. So that would never happen.
So, all right. Last topic to close out an awesome show and an awesome return. It's good to be back. Let me tell you. Shout out to everybody who came through, man. Hit that like button. This is going to be the quickest topic because this is pretty much the easiest one. I'm just gonna go ahead and just bounce this off of you guys until obviously I don't know Blaze can get back. I'm gonna start with you, Hunter. Obviously, God of War Ragnarok. We've been waiting for an update for news for in terms of the release date. Turns out Sony removed it from the upcoming games coming to the PlayStation 5. They actually stealthily removed this and have been very, very quiet. So my question for you guys, and of course you're going to bounce back and forth, is whether or not is this game going to be delayed? And the reason why I say would the game be delayed is because, again, this has been kind of an interesting year, so to speak. Sony went head-to-head with like 4 bangers in 1 month with Horizon. And Horizon kind of felt like it was lost in translation in the midst. I mean, Dying Light came out the same month that it launched. Elden Ring pretty much stole all of the thunder, it felt like. And then you had, I think you had another one. I think it was GT7, right? GT7 also.
GT7, Sifu.
Sifu. So it was a lot of games.
Yeah.
So the question is Sony going to push this game back, or is this game going to drop possibly in September and they're just keeping it close to the chest for, let's say, another state of play, and we'll get the final confirmation that we are going to get it this year? Is Ragnarok, looking at a 2023 release? Let me go ahead and start with you, Hunter.
So the first thing I want to say is that I saw this on Twitter, and I haven't personally investigated this to find out whether or not it's true. Mm-hmm. So that's the one thing. That's the first thing I'll say is because I've seen people tweeting like, oh, they like this, and like, oh my god, they're all freaking out. And then like a week later, it comes out where it's like it was shot. It wasn't actually in the coming soon ever to begin with. So I can't verify that this has actually happened. But assuming that this is actually the case and it was in the coming soon and not in the, I personally don't think that there's anything to worry about. I think that Sony has a development team that's constantly updating their website, and there's like it probably changes every week, if not a couple times a week, and so there's just constant changes that are happening with it. Maybe they're like, we're getting ready for, because typically Sony will not talk about their next big game until they've released their big one, and they've now they've unloaded everything, and there's Horizon's out, and we got MLB that's like almost out, and we've got GT and all this. So like the time is right to start talking about God of War Ragnarok. So maybe it was just removed, and the behind the scenes are getting set for this like new landing page.
And like, also, I mean, that's a good point, Sean. Expect him on the show at one point. But Christopher Judge, good dude. He plays Kratos. He had to go through surgery, and that's why the game was originally delayed beforehand. He actually took a lot of the blame for it. But I don't know, man. It really does feel like they're trying to avoid certain obstacles. You know what I mean, Hunter? Like they don't want like a Breath of the Wild versus Horizon type of situation. It feels like they probably would push it back. You don't think?
I mean, like it's. I almost feel like I feel the same about God of War Ragnarok as I feel about games like, say, Hogwarts, right? Where it's just like it's probably going to come this year. It just kind of makes it delayed by a year. Like all indications is that it's coming this year. Sony has like said it on a few times, like in their investor PowerPoints that they send out and all this. Like it really does seem coming out here. If it doesn't, then you know what? It's the same thing like Hogwarts. Like Hogwarts is probably going to come out this fall. It may slip. Games these days are seem to slip all the time because of from home and COVID and pandemics and all this stuff. If it does slip, okay, good.
Okay.
Like sure, I got a shit ton in my backlog, so I'm gonna have Hogwarts probably this fall to play. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of other games to play this fall. I'm going to play Starfield this fall. I'm going to be playing a whole, like, whatever else comes out this fall. And, like, okay, like, sure, I'll play it in February or March. Like, that's that's like the usual God of War time frame, March, April-ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll play it if it gets delayed, but I think it's probably coming out this year. That's my best guess.
All right. Reddit, what's your thoughts, brother?
I don't like. It could get delayed. It's possible. But we also got to realize that God of War 2018, when it got announced for the April release date, in 2018, they announced that via trailer on January of that year.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see them pulling something like that, which that would be like about like 3 months before release that they'll do that, because it's not like it's a surprise because God of War already did it. Is it a possibility it could, go into next year in springtime or winter? Like, possibility, like January. But I don't know, man. It seems like it definitely should be coming out this year. Unless, there's this huge report that says something else. Just like Hunter is saying that they update the site sometimes. They take things out, put something else in. Like, could be an accident. Or it could have some merit. Who knows?
Okay. I think that's a weird comment, by the way, Chris. The chat says, I think they're worried about
No.
Starfield.
Two different games, just like Breath of the Wild. Those are two different games, two different
Not just
audiences.
that, though. We haven't seen gameplay of Starfield. So can we stop acting like anybody has anything to fear until we see gameplay? Can we at least do that, please?
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of that. I'm really getting tired of seeing that. Like, oh, Starfield this, Starfield that. Can we stop counting our chickens before they hatch?
Listen, everybody knows in the chat I don't really care for Todd Howard, so the only game I liked was Oblivion Morrowind.
Yeah, before I say anything about that, gameplay first, please. What were you going to say? Hunter?
I'm just gonna say, like, does Sony really care what other people do? Like,
No.
I almost feel like it's like the opposite, where like Sony will just release their games when they want to, and the other publishers out there better be like, shit, should we release our game when the next big Sony game comes out? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's like,
yeah, I think they're avoiding Sony. It's not Sony
War
avoiding
Ragnarok.
them. Right.
Like, why? Like,
I think you got it mixed up, Big Cloud.
And Hunter, just like you're saying, bro, I've seen a lot of streamers always talking about God of War. Like they love God of War 2018. Like all of these like big streamers, like even Asmongold talks about it and talks about the sequel. Like the game, I think is going to do big numbers, like bigger numbers than what 2018 has done. Especially with seeing the streamers talking about it, my friends talking about it, even though they're not hardcore single player guys. They're literally just talk about, hey, Red Hood, when's the next God of War coming out? When's Ragnarok coming out? There's this huge hype behind it, and no, they're not going to get scared of another game whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, if they're not saying it, let me take that back what I said. But still, even though I said that, it does still hold weight. There are people who are saying, like, Sony fearing Starfield, or people should fear Starfield. And I'm like, can we see gameplay first before we start?
Who's saying it, Big Cloud?
Chris.
it's different audiences.
Like Xbox guys, like
different,
who's saying
different
it?
platforms, different audiences.
Yeah,
why would they even like if the game is not even coming out on PlayStation 5? Why would they care?
Yeah,
right.
It's just a weird thing.
Like there's some overlap where there's like Xbox guys that own PlayStation, sure, but like there's still a large base of like Xbox only gamers out there that would never even buy God of War, right? So why would they like, it's not like an overlap market where it's like, oh god, everyone's gonna be buying Star, right? Like it's a different audience, different game, different audience, different platform.
I think the only like comparison you could make that would take away sales, like if we're going back, let's say God of War 3 when it came out, and then DMC 5, both hack and slash games.
Yeah.
Those would make sense because you're cutting away into the audience of the high octane action games, which Starfield is supposed to be a single player RPG game, whereas God of War is supposed to be action adventure.
I mean,
type of game.
Yeah.
I just personally, you would think people just learn from the whole. I know people don't like when I say CD Projekt Red, but it's a prime example. Let's just wait till we see it before we start commenting. That's
plus like the other thing too that like this is just kind of a recent thing in the last gen with Sony, but like their games tend to have a long tail sales right trajectory. So it's like like that's why we're still seeing like, you know, Horizon is right with like these games just keep on every year they're adding like 1 or 2 million sales on top of their already big numbers, right? So even if like let's just say worst case, this is not actually going to happen, but like worst case, like everyone that's going to buy God of War ends up buying Starfield. Okay, sure. So they don't buy God of War on the day it comes out. Sure. They buy it the next month. They buy it in 2 months. They buy it in 3 months, right? Like they're going to buy God of War Ragnarok, right? So it like, you know what I mean? Like it's just like, for sure they don't care about Starfield, but even if they did, they know that all of those people are going to end up buying God of War Ragnarok anyway, because you can't not play God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. I don't know. Blaze dipped out. He dipped out. I think he dipped out. So, guys, I'm gonna tell you, man, this was a great show. Great to come back to episode 183. We missed last week because, you know, had some stuff I had to do. But the cat's out the bag. Again, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, the big announcement was made yesterday. You know, everything was shown from IGN. And I'm now free. I'll be back here making content. So do me a huge favor. First of all, I want to say shout out to everybody who came through for the show. Make sure you hit that bell icon. Select all for notifications so you won't miss the show, miss everything we're going to be doing on the channel. I appreciate y'all, everybody who came through, all the love, support, everybody who supported me along the way, especially with the IGN deal, and of course the announcement, the whole 9 yards. I know Blaze was over here with a big smile on his face when he saw the tweet. Pretty much everybody was. The love was seriously real. So many messages. So I appreciate everybody. Good show, man. Seriously, good show. I'm going to go ahead and get into these outros, and we're going to shut it down. Let's go ahead and start with the you guys. Start with Red Hood.
Oh, we got a podcast to go to?
We actually do, actually.
Right after this, dude.
Right after this. I know. God help us.
Yeah. Shout out to Blaze and Big Cloud for going to do another podcast back That's just too much.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
Yeah. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. Check me out, RedHood420, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, RedHood240. Great podcasts, and peace.
Are you gonna make content?
I will go, Hunter. We'll save you for last because I hate when Big Cloud does that shit.
Oh, you don't want to hit with that 4.
Hunter, good to see you again, buddy.
Likewise,
sorry I didn't get back to your message because Big Cloud's like, dude, you didn't answer him back. I'm like, bro, I'm the worst at answering back, so don't ever take it like everybody, even my own mom complains. So, you know, it's good to see everybody again. Good to see Red Hood. He resubscribed to my channel. I was pissing him off, so he unsubbed for a little bit, but good to see you.
Why.
Good to see you back. Yeah, you said you lost your credit card. Bullshit.
No,
anyway, but
You got tired of getting abused, trying to say?
No, I appreciate it though. I appreciate it. It was a good show. I like this chemistry. You know, the chemistry is always good. So I couldn't wait to have all 4 back. You know, just kind of flow off each other. So it was a good show. I'm sure we'll have more shit to talk about. It's not spicing up again. You know, it just seems like we always talk about Elden Ring for 20 minutes every podcast. Like every show. Like, and it's been out for.
It's all good.
It's funny, but yeah, good show, man.
There you go. And of course, Hunter, tell people where they can find you, brother.
All right, well, you guys can check me out on Twitter, NextGenPlayer. Give me a follow. Let's start some conversations online. That'd be cool. I'm a big wrestling fan, and I just was actually checking the news. Triple H has retired from in-ring. Yeah, so that's my little outro message. 14-time champion, the game. But it makes sense. The dude, like, yeah.
He went to undergo massive surgery. So
he has too in his heart, his chest or something like that.
Yeah, he's got a defibrillator, so totally makes sense. The guy's been through a lot the last 8 months or so. So, but yeah, man, it's I just want to echo, like, dude, you guys are the best. Synergy is always great here. We just always have a lot to say, and we don't always agree, but we always have some good discussions and good, healthy discussions on the industry. So looking forward to next week.
All right. Yeah, I'm still bummed you missed out on Mickey James, man. I know you were
Yeah.
looking forward to but don't
know,
worry,
yeah.
I got surprises down the
Yeah.
road. I tell you that much. We got surprises down the road. So we'll get into look at Red. Look at Red. They gonna put his head up. You know. So yes, I did. You asshole. Yeah. Okay. Shut up. So we got surprises down up our sleeves. Expect guests to be on the show. Expect the whole 9 yards. Now I can focus on it. And, of course, expect Big Cloud back in full effect. And we'll go right off with it. I appreciate y'all for coming through. And we'll see you guys next week. And we have some stuff being worked on in the background. So when that's done, we'll debut it. But until then, you guys are the best as always. And I appreciate y'all. This is Big Cloud signing out. Shout out to you guys. Of course, the crew. We'll see you guys on the next one. And y'all be safe out here. Enjoy your weekend. See y'all later.
Cool dudes. Are we off or?
Yeah.